subscribe, like the video, and, if possible, join Patreon. But if you don't have much money, you can support the channel by watching the novels on euroaudiobooks.com. Remember that you can participate in the polls so that your favorite novel gets published for free.
For sure. Baronia. There's no point keeping it now anyway, so let's give it a try. May write in, I'd better wait and see until Mr. Walter has a result this time. If it's really possible, call the class monitor and the principal together. Baronia, yeah. Write in May. This Kevin, his fighting ability is not weak. How could such a person not be discovered by destiny during the Great Collapse? Baronia, I'm not sure. He might not be as strong as he is now. Otherwise, the world snake, anti-entropy, and destiny would have found out. Baronia, his name is Xing Qiong. I have investigated many of his records. His father is a North American businessman, and his mother is a Shenzhou person whom I met during the period of doing business in Shenzhou. Baronia, because she was born in Shenzhou, she used the Shenzhou name, but judging from her appearance, she does have many genetic characteristics that match those of the Kaslana family. Baronia, coincidentally, in all the entry and exit records, he was not at the place where the event occurred every time a major event occurred. Baronia, but there's a very coincidental thing. He left there a week before the St. Fontaine incident right in May. What good luck, Baronia. I thought so before, but now I look at him again, but I feel that I can't see through him. His previous actions are too coincidental that I already knew it. Right in May? You mean? Baronia, these are all speculations. There is no evidence to prove it, but no matter what, he said he is on our side. Baronia, I have met him. He is a very cheerful person. You will probably be able to see him when he comes back to film the game plot. Right in May. That's good. After all, judging from the current situation, it seems that we are using them to strengthen our strength. Baronia, he can also get what we give him, so it's mutually beneficial. Right in May. But if this situation continues, Baronia, are you worried about something? Right in May. Maybe it's okay. Maybe I think too much. Let's see. May didn't continue. But her thoughts have come to this point, and she can't stop at all. Although I don't want to think about the bad side, but what will he become after receiving support all the time? Power, God's key, ability, physique, combat experience, and even knowledge Kevin once called the human chimera. If he continues to receive support, it is hard to guarantee that he will not become another Kevin. Forget it. After all, the collapse is over. Baronia also came into contact with the choice to believe let's not talk about this for now. May murmured to herself. Then she looked at the light curtain in front of her. At this time, the monster corpses under the feet of the white-haired man in the light curtain had gradually piled up into a small hill. Post views, 195 Kevin template. Live broadcast of Star Iron from the Collapse, Chapter 059 Kafka, had already hidden in a safe corner. But the corpses under Xing Qiong's feet were getting higher and higher. But the monsters were still coming. Kafka couldn't help it. It was mainly because she was not active and might feel a little cold. Hey, do you want to take a break? Xing Qiong heard the shout from below. He hit a monster with a stick and then jumped back to Kafka. You seem to be unsatisfied. With such a huge amount of exercise, aren't you even breathing hard? It feels like the consumption is almost the same as standing still. Then why did you come down? I'm afraid you'll be cold. Otherwise, why did you call me? Kafka's eyes were slightly startled. The little brat is quite caring. But they come again. It's endless. Let's go first. Regarding the situation on this planet, Silver Wolf's investigation should have produced some results. This is not a solution. Let's go back first and make plans later. When is she? Do you think you really want to sleep? Impossible, Kafka said, as if she knew everything. Then you call her. I'll clean these up first. If I heard correctly, you're kidding, right? Kafka obviously didn't believe what Xing Qiong said about the cleanup. But Xing Qiong walked out without saying a word and met the attacking monsters. Although it is not clear why so many fragmentation monsters suddenly appeared here. But Xing Qiong just regarded it as a gap between the game and the actual situation. After all, if it were based on the scattered monsters in the game, Bellowberg should not be forced to that point. This situation may be the actual dilemma faced by Yalolo number 6. There is no melodious background music. They are only facing the endless fragmentation monsters. Seeing Xing Qiong put away the baseball bat, Kafka's eyes condensed. I feel that things are not as simple as I thought. Shouldn't he? Can you really handle so many monsters? She was skeptical, until Kafka saw Xing Qiong's body burning with flames. Is it the same as Firefly? Wrong. At this time, Xing Qiong was surrounded by flames. A blazing sword suddenly appeared in his hand. Looking at the surging monsters in front of him, Xing Qiong smiled. The moment the holy judge of heavenly fire held it in his hand, Xing Qiong felt an unprecedented warmth. It turned out that Kevin felt like this. Heavenly fire unsheathed with the sound of violent explosions, a raging flame that seemed to devour everything instantly swept across the entire area. In front of Xing Qiong, a fan-shaped zone of anger was drawn. After seeing this scene, people far away on Earth suddenly felt a strange feeling in their hearts. Under the live broadcast sharing of everyone, a new face appeared in the live broadcast room. Collapse live chat room Fu Hua. Is it really not Kevin? Xiao sure. I said, he is definitely not that fragile. It's a good thing I didn't wish him a happy new year. Otherwise, I might have been beaten up. Right, May? Indeed, it is hard not to think so. Others may not feel this clearly, but Mei and Fu Hua have seen it with their own eyes. In the pre-civilization, Kevin defeated one enemy after another with this method. Mei also learned about it in the paradise of the past. Now, a man who is exactly the same, even the fighting method is the same. The fighting power is also so amazing. It is hard not to have fantasies. Walter, holy judge of heavenly fire, shouldn't it be in the hands of destiny? Walter, who gave it to him? Bronya. Not sure, he never showed it. Bronya, before this, we have never provided this support to them. After all, the Skyfire is not in our hands. Fuwa, unbelievable. Fuwa. When we first met him, I could clearly feel that he had a very ordinary aura. The her of knowledge, old antique. Are you getting old and your eyesight is blurry? Fu Hua, will it? At this time, Fu Hua began to doubt her original judgment. Fu Hua, can that kind of thing be hidden? Mei Raiden, what are you referring to, squad leader? Is it that thing? Fu Hua, you should know something about Mei. Fu Hua, what do those who can use the holy fire judgment have in common? Mei Raiden, fusion warrior. Fu Hua, that's right, the genes of the emperor-level Honkai beast. Pavani, post views, 216 Kevin template. Live broadcast of Star Iron from the Collapse Chapter 060 Fu Hua. But like I said just now, when we met him, he didn't have any aura of collapse. Fu Hua, Pavani's genetic trait is that his body temperature is extremely low, which can even affect the temperature of the surrounding body. Right in May, so to speak. Bronya, he might really have the genes of that Honkai beast Walter. Yes, in the live broadcast of this video, everyone who came into contact with him mentioned this matter. Bronya, what is the reason? I am sure that this situation started when he entered the world in this light curtain. Bronya, because during the time I was in contact with him, he did not show any problems in this regard. Walter, I guess his way of gaining power is not just through our support. Bronya, don't guess, just ask him later. Fu Hua, ask him. How? Bronya, oh, I forgot to tell you, he can have the same conversation with us through this chat window. Fu Hua. Then isn't our groundless speculation he can see Bronya? Does the squad leader care about this kind of thing? Fu Hua. Oh, although, I always feel it's not so good. Bronya. Don't worry, he's not that kind of person. Fu Hua. It seems you have gotten to know him very well. That's good. Timido, eh? When did the captain know more about it? Bronya. What were you thinking about when you were filming? Timido. Nothing, Bronya. Monitor your words and actions. Be careful not to mislead the newcomers. Fu Hua, all right. Fu Hua. But since you said that many people over there have talked about his low body temperature, Fu Hua, I think he really didn't have it before. If he could hide it, he would have hidden it all the time. Bronya, that's right. Let's wait and see, and then ask him directly after he finishes there. Timido, why isn't he moving? The focus returned to Yalalo number 6. Kafka and Timido, a spectator far away on Earth, expressed the same doubt. Why isn't he moving? At this moment, A fan-shaped area in front of Xing Qiong's eyes had turned into a large piece of scorched earth. Even the nearby ice and snow showed signs of melting. But Xing Qiong, who ended it all, stood there, maintaining the posture of swinging the great sword, motionless. Could be some side effect. Kafka thought so, and walked over with doubts. When she walked around, she saw that Xing Qiong's eyes were open, and when she got closer, she found that his breath was also normal. Kafka waved her hand. No response. At this time, Xing Qiong couldn't see Kafka's every move. He just saw that the scene in front of him became unfamiliar, but he felt that he had seen it somewhere before. After looking around, Xing Qiong found that this was the strange space. In the game, I gained the power of protection in this space. The inheritance of the city builder. How did I get here so suddenly? Xing Qiong muttered to himself, but there was no response. So he walked forward, but after a few steps, a gentle female voice sounded in his ears. Outsider. Who? Xing Qiong looked around, but didn't see anyone. Xing Qiong judged that this voice should be the consciousness of the city builder who had guided him to get the flame spear. Why are you here? For protection. Xing Qiong answered subconsciously. Then Xing Qiong also stopped. Why do you want to preserve this world? Because I can. Perhaps I didn't expect Xing Qiong's answer to be so straightforward. For a moment, I didn't know what to say. After a while, the voice came again. What do you want to achieve? What is your purpose? Just on the way, nothing else to ask for. If so, I'd gladly accept it. You do have the power to protect this planet. As an outsider, I have no reason to be. What reason do you need? Is it because Creeper's protection and power to you are also for something he has gained from you? It seems you know us quite well. Yes, Ms. Rand. Never mind. In that case, go ahead. I can't judge the truth of what you said. But preservation is possible. If this is true, please help this planet. Xing Qiong glanced at the little girl who appeared beside him at some point. Then he walked forward. At some point, a red spear appeared in his sight. Post views, 205 Kevin template. Live broadcast of Star Iron from the Collapse Chapter 061. This is the Charging Lance. I can't be wrong, but I just landed and cleared a group of fission monsters. This thing should have been given at the climax of the plot. It's in my hands now. It's not as hard as in the game. It's not as fiery as its appearance. It's very docile. So when Xing Qiong picked it up, his heart was calm. Perhaps he had heard what Sha Jin said. The bad stones of the city builders are worthless. It chose you. Maybe compared to the sword, Skyfire, and the flower, Yu Duken. In your hand, it is not outstanding. But I still hope it can help you. This is also my what we can leave behind. The only thing. Xing Qiong listened quietly to the words of the little girl, whose voice did not match hers. Then he shook his head. I know it has its uses, and it is irreplaceable. The creation engine, although it was learned in the subsequent plot that it was originally built for post-disaster reconstruction, they did not survive that period. Instead, it became a powerful weapon for the city builders against the antimatter army. It can be seen from the game plot alone. The sense of oppression it gives people is incomparable to that of the father. After hearing Xing Qiong's words, the little girl showed a rare look of surprise. As expected, you understand us so well that I don't need to say too much. So please. Okay. Just as the words came out, the scene in front of Xing Qiong's eyes instantly changed into another picture. Looking at the flawless skin and pupils with strange colors in front of him. At this moment, the distance between the two was so close that Xing Qiong couldn't see the whole face at all. Listen to me. I don't listen. You're awake. What a pity at this critical moment. The woman was slightly startled and immediately pulled away. She hugged her chest helplessly, trying to attack me when I'm not prepared. And couldn't it be that I saw you in a trance and wanted to save you? It's so sad. Am I that untrustworthy? I stunned. He looked at the scorched earth beside him while speaking. How long? I don't know. I just know that it's very cold waiting. Alas, I should have left you here and returned to the cabin by myself. After all, you are not afraid of the cold, and you don't care whether others are cold or not. Why is he still complaining? It's as if he has fallen out of favor. You make me sound so cold-blooded. Xing Qiong picked up Kafka. Fortunately, my brain is still a little warm. After saying this, Kafka buried her head in her coat and shrank back. Xing Qiong smiled. My body temperature is not much different from the ice and snow. Yes, it's a pity that I have clothes, so you can't keep me cold. Feeling the unstoppable trembling in his arms, Xing Qiong also quickened his pace. In fact, Kafka is really hard-mouthed. Xing Qiong has no doubt that if you return to the cabin later, you will also be hard-hearted. After turning around, he didn't find the figure of Silver Wolf. There was no way. After putting Kafka down, he raised the temperature in the cabin a little. Then there was a series of serving work. It was very similar to Timido's situation in the hospital before. Hershers of knowledge. Wow, that's so thoughtful. Bronya. Yes, after all, I have done it before. Practice makes perfect. Fuhua. Is it the same for taking off clothes? Bronya. Bronya, yes. Timido. The her of knowledge. Detailed undressing. Fuhua. Kids, don't ask so many questions. The her of knowledge. Who are you, old fogey? Why can't you ask? May Raiden. By the way, what happened there just now? He stayed there for so long. Bronya. I don't know. Ask him later. Timido. I guess if I had woken up a little later, I could have skipped all this and just gone through another process. Hershers of consciousness. Well, that's convenient. He has the heavenly fire, so he can warm himself up right away. Fuhua. Is that warm? It's damn warm. Fuhua. You should also go to school with Su Chong. Law of knowledge. Cut Bronya. Now that he has some free time, he should check the chat group. Bronya, are you done? I have something to ask you at Xing Qiong. Xing Qiong finally finished his work after running around. He sat on the bed beside him. Just as Bronya said, Xing Qiong opened the chat group window. But after seeing the number 999 plus in the group chat, he was still stunned. This book will be put on the shelves later, and I will probably write a few more free chapters. It was delayed for a long time in the early stage because of some things. The reason why I said it now is mainly because the readers who have seen this have been delayed for too long. Although I know that there are not many people, I still say sorry first. It is probably impossible to make money from this book. After all, it was not written very well. Post views, 208 Kevin template. Live broadcast of Star Iron from the collapsed Chapter 062 after being silent for an unknown amount of time. Xing Qiong finally finished reading the chat history. He decisively gave up the idea of replying and simply closed the chat window. Bronya? Bronya at Xing Qiong? Bronya, what's going on? Fuhua, didn't you see that he was looking through the chat history just now? May Raiden, I guess it's similar to what the squad leader said. I am scared. After closing the chat window, Xing Qiong searched the ship again, but he still couldn't find Silverwolf. No contact information. Forget it, a living person. Where can he run away? He returned to the room where Kafka was placed. At this time, he could see that Kafka's complexion had improved a little. It should be nothing serious. Fisk, she is so beautiful. I don't know when I will wake up. Xing Qiong looked around and prepared to leave the room. After all, the Star Corps was still waiting for him. Don't you want to take a closer look? A low voice came from behind. Xing Qiong turned around and gave Kafka a smile. There are plenty of opportunities, right? Hearing this, Kafka also smiled. She looked a little weak. It was pitiful. There shouldn't be such a scene in the game plot. Dash, don't run around. I'll be back soon. Oh, don't think you can escape from my palm. Have a good rest. Hey, listen to me. I am listening for your sake. I'm not going to die. Dash, forget it. Go do what you want to do. Huh? That's it? What a chance. Sleep. Xing Qiong sighed. I was worried that he might have really died. Then he went forward to check. There was air. What a pity we were ready to do CPR. It seems that the way to place the Star Corps on the train is probably not like this. After all, Lao Yang can't always use the Star of Eden to suppress it. It seems that there should still be help from trailblazing. No matter what, I now have a Star Corps hunter on my side. I also have means to deal with the Star Corps. Let's go back first. Just as I was about to leave, a voice came from behind me. Hey friend. Xing Qiong was startled. He suddenly appeared beside him without his noticing. Xing Qiong could not help but become alert. Then he turned around and looked at the person who came. Sangbo, Xing Qiong remembered. This fun guy. But it shouldn't appear here at this time. According to the current time node, he should be guiding the train team. This guide like Belloberg NPC dash oops, don't be so vigilant. Dash, my name is Sangbo, I'm just passing by. Oh, is there something wrong? Xing Qiong replied perfunctorily. Sangbo continued to walk towards Xing Qiong. It's okay, I'm just passing by. I'm here. Gold panning. Dash, what are you doing? Let's get together. There are a lot of crack monsters in this area. Dash, it's still not safe to be alone. No need. Xing Qiong still looked at the newcomer with vigilance. Xing Qiong knew that although Sangbo was not a very reliable guy on the surface, many plot contents mentioned this guy vaguely. His identity was not simple. Although it was not clearly stated, most speculations now have tied him to the identity of Lingshi. If it was according to the original plot, Xing Qiong would not care much. But Xing Qiong knew very well that what he was doing now was seriously off track. This guy said a lot of riddles at the end of Belloberg's plot. It can be said that the related plot of Yalalo number 6 has always had the shadow of this guy. In the end, this guy even broke the fourth wall and talked to the player. According to Xing Qiong's idea, Sangbo, Yalilo number 6 plot executor. Can't be careless. Hey, my friend, as the saying goes, listen to others' advice and you will have a full meal. Post views, 203 Kevin template. Live broadcast of Star Iron from the Collapse Chapter 063. Hey, my friend, as the saying goes, listen to others' advice and you will have a full meal. Sangbo spread his hands. He still walked towards Xing Qiong with a smile. Xing Qiong narrowed his eyes slightly and focused his attention on Sangbo. I only trust my own judgment. Moreover, I have never been hungry for so many years. Although I am very poor, it is mainly because my cheap father in this life did not leave anything behind before he left. Unknowingly, Sangbo has come to Xing Qiong's side. His hand was on Xing Qiong's shoulder. You should be acting as a guide for alien visitors now. What do you want from me? Xing Qiong said what should happen in the game plot without any reservation. Sangbo was stunned. His smiling face changed instantly. But it was only for a moment. He returned to his smirk. You are an alien, aren't you? I don't need a guide. Hey, more friends mean more paths. What is this thing in your hand? It's shiny and valuable, right? Sangbo moved his eyes to the star core in Xing Qiong's hand. Xing Qiong shook off Sangbo's hand. You're asking even though you already know the answer. Stop pretending, it's disgusting. What do you want to do? Just get to the point. If you have nothing else to say, I'll leave. Oh, really? Why do you have to go to this extent? Sangbo said helplessly. Then his eyes focused. His aura changed completely. Xing Qiong also knew that this kid was going to show his hand. Then he was ready to deal with it. Want to fight? I never said that, friend. But the dagger in your hand seems to be able to speak. You caught me. Then I'll just say it straight. You shouldn't be in this scene. It greatly affects the audience's experience. No, I will only make this scene more perfect. There's nothing more to say. It's obvious that you know everything, my friend. Yes, I know everything. Creation engine. Xing Qiong didn't hesitate. He directly used the flame spear and awakened the sleeping giant with the power of preservation. At this moment, the whole area began to shake violently. What? You actually... In Sangbo's horrified eyes, a towering giant slowly rose from the center of the vibration. At this time, Xing Qiong pointed his spear at without the mask. You are no match for me. Be your guide. Don't mess with me. Sangbo gnashed his teeth at this time. Would a person with fun also show such an expression? Xing Qiong had never seen Sangbo show such an expression in the plot. Obviously, this situation was beyond his imagination. Who are you? I will take the star core away. What will happen to Yalalo 6 after this? I don't need to explain it. I am the one who preserves and protects. This is not your job. If you could do it, you should have done it earlier, not wait until I came. If we allow the star core to do whatever it wants, we will watch the situation on the planet become more serious. And all you do is put on a good show. Sangbo, people with different ideologies cannot work together. You'd better not show that you have the ability to solve the Star Core. Otherwise, you will be guilty of doing nothing and fooling the people of Bellowberg. I'll kill you now. Sangbo was speechless for a moment. He had never expected that the white-haired young man in front of him knew so much. And this sense of oppression was real. He was not joking. He knew that he didn't have a mask in his hand. Why did Cun who choose you? Sangbo was very confused. The guy who could control the giant creature behind him. It shouldn't be in his hands, because what I do is to preserve and protect. This is impossible. As you can see, it's a matter of fact. Do you want to do it? I'm leaving. Slow down, I believe it. What are you going to do? Change the show. Don't look so dead. As long as the show doesn't end badly, it shouldn't be a big loss for you, Just do what you thought before and don't make trouble for me. Sangbo said nothing more. He disappeared in the blink of an eye. It was obvious that he was unhappy, but he didn't dare to act rashly. After Sangbo left, Xing Qiong looked at the giant creature in front of him. The big guy was still useful. After putting it down, Xing Qiong walked back to the ship. Kafka should be feeling better now. Post views, 211 Kevin template. Live broadcast of Star Iron from the Collapse Chapter 064. I didn't expect that just a few words could reveal so much. There is something fishy about this guy Sambo. He probably won't listen. Let's go back quickly. Just as he was about to speed up his pace, Xing Qiong realized that the road ahead was blocked. Countless fragmentation monsters were rushing towards this side. And the one leading the countless monsters was. Or was he being chased and was on the run? A blue-haired guy. Xing Qiong naturally recognized him at a glance. It was the Sangbo who had just disappeared. Hey, help me, buddy. Xing Qiong frowned slightly. He knew that this matter was not that simple. This bastard was obviously doing it on purpose. He just ran away and now he is running back. There are so many cracking monsters following him. I said, buddy, run quickly. There are so many of them. This is no joke. Go back quickly and call that big guy. Xing Qiong glanced at Sangbo's breathless appearance. He thought that this guy must be pretending. But what is his purpose? Calling so many monsters back. Call the big guy. Xing Qiong thought about it. Then he looked at Sangbo. You attracted so much crap. Although I don't know what you are planning. You want to hold me back or test me? Just keep doing stupid things. When I grab your neck one day, I will definitely kill you. Hey, my friend, that's really hurtful. I saw so many monsters rushing over here, so I ran back to tell you the news. You said that. I am so heartbroken. Xing Qiong sneered in his heart. What Sangbo said made sense. It is not impossible, but Sangbo ran in front of the monster. This is purely fooling fools. Seeing Xing Qiong's actions at this time, Sangbo was a little confused. Seeing Xing Qiong walking towards the monster step by step, instead of retreating to wake up the machine, Sangbo was suddenly shocked. This guy would not want to fight head-on. Impossible. So many monsters. It is impossible to resolve them easily by one's own strength. Sangbo did not believe that Xing Qiong had that strength. But Xing Qiong continued to walk. Sangbo saw this action clearly, until Xing Qiong held a flaming sword in his hand. The expression on Sangbo's face became more exciting. Under this horrified gaze, Xing Qiong waved the sword in his hand. In a blink of an eye, the entire area in front of him turned into an uncoordinated charred black. Thank you for collecting so much. You could do more of this kind of thing. I am willing to help clean up the debris on this planet. After saying this, Xing Qiong left without looking back. Only Sangbo was left standing there in the wind. Who is this guy? Collapse chat group Hershers of Knowledge. This guy is kind of annoying Walter. Xing Qiong must know something. You can tell from their conversation. It is very different from Xing Qiong's previous communication style. Bronya, the system has been giving me hints about the plot. Bronya, could it be that he knows the so-called plot? Walter, it's not impossible that you said that. The other party doesn't know him, but he knows him very well. Bronya, no wonder he made such a promise. It turns out he was not just exaggerating. He is really sure of it. Xing Qiong, no, I'm not sure now. The plot is different from before. Because I didn't get on the train at the beginning. Bronya, huh? Xing Qiong. But don't worry too much. The situation is basically under control. Bronya. That's good. Bronya. Otherwise, Mr. Walter will cry to death, Walter. Walter. I cried. Bronya. Mr. Walter, this is not funny. Walter. It seems that it is not easy to get along with young people. Hershers of consciousness. I finally appeared. White-haired boy. Do you still remember me? Xing Qiong. I remember, but if you want to wish me a happy new year, I won't accept it. Fu Hua. Can you tell me something about yourself? Fu Hua. Although I am sure you are not Kevin. You have changed a lot since the last time I met you by chance. Fu Hua. I don't know how to describe it, but you are becoming more and more like him. Xing Qiong. I'm not, but I got some things from him, Fu Hua. So, you know him? You know Kevin, right? Xing Qiong, I know. Including all of you, I know. Post views, 191 Kevin template. Live broadcast of Star Iron from the Collapse, Chapter 065 Xing Qiong. I know, including all of you. I know. Xing Qiong's words were somewhat exaggerated. After all, Xing Qiong might not remember some insignificant plots by heart. But the general situation was still clear. Fu Hua. So when we first met in Shenzhou, you were pretending. Xing Qiong, Bronya. So when we first met, you were just pretending. The law of knowledge. So when we first met, you were just pretending. Timido. So when we first met, you were just pretending. Xing Qiong. That's right. Xing Qiong didn't hide it either, Bronya. Damn it, he just admitted it. Lawrence of knowledge. Don't you want to explain it? Xing Qiong. What I said before is basically true. I am just an ordinary person. Xing Qiong. What does it mean to have intersection with you? Xing Qiong. Rather than falling into danger, I was protected by you in the end. Maybe even with your protection, I might not be able to survive until now. Xing Qiong. I don't think there is anything wrong with what I did. Xing Qiong. You are all very reasonable. You will understand what I say, right? Bronya. Hershers of knowledge. Damn it. I can't even refute him. Fu Hua, I understand. Xing Qiong. The squad leader is still the best. Bronya. So, you know what's going to happen there, so you've been hiding? Xing Qiong. What if I was mistaken for Kevin and killed? I have no place to protest, Bronya. Raidame, he is right. Fu Hua, probably if discovered, he would probably die at the hands of Alto. Xing Qiong. Okay, let's not talk about him anymore. Xing Qiong. Why is the squad leader here too? Fu Hua. It always feels a little weird when you call me that. Fu Hua. After all, you have his face. Xing Qiong. Yes, I'm really sorry that I look like this. Fu Hua. That's not what I meant. Fu Hua. Let's not talk about this anymore. Let's just talk about the plot. Bronya. Oh, by the way, do you know anything about this world you live in? Xing Qiong. Xing Qiong. Like you, I probably know everything. Bronya. Who is that person? Xing Qiong. I've said it before, it's hard for me to explain it clearly, but I'm on our side. Walter, we. Xing Qiong. Just trust me. Xing Qiong. You will still have to deal with the people in heaven later on. I'm not sure how much I can help you. Xing Qiong. But I tried my best. The world also needs help. Walter, I've met some people from your world at the outpost of the heavenly people. Walter, I plan to go to that world later. Walter, but you're there now. Walter, although there is very little contact and communication between us, you are a member of the earth. Walter, please be careful and express goodwill from Earth to the people in that world as much as possible. Walter, of course, we can all see that. If you face difficulties or hardships in that world, just tell us what we can offer you. We have already discussed this matter. Xing Qiong, thank you so much. Walter, it is better to be careful. After all, from what we have learned during this period, the technological level of that world is probably far beyond that of the current Earth. Walter, from what I've gotten to know you during this period, I also know that you are not a reckless person and you always do things within your ability. Hershers of knowledge. Okay, he's more talkative than an old antique, so just leave it to him. Hershers of consciousness. Do you want the Taishu sword key? I'll give it to you right away. Xing Qiong, okay. System hint, the current audience does not meet the support conditions for this stage. Hershers of consciousness. I'll tear down your broken light curtain. What a lousy system. Xing Qiong. Okay, the things I have now should be enough. Xing Qiong. For the time being, without the Taishu sword energy, the impact is not significant. Hershers of knowledge. Okay, now that you say so, Xing Qiong, let's do this for now. After saying that, Xing Qiong closed the chat window. When he looked up, he found that he had actually arrived at the foot of the ship. Hello, what a play. Please recommend me some fun games. Post views, 204 Kevin template. Live broadcast of Star Iron from the Collapsed Chapter 066. Funny. What are you playing? Please recommend some fun games to me. Nothing. I won't talk about it, but it's magical. Dash. I've been staring at you from a distance for a long time, and you just walked straight towards me with your head down. Dash, it's incredible. What about Kafka? She's fine, but having said that, you were out for such a while and actually brought back a star core. This planet is greatly affected by the star core. Yeah, I checked. Dash, the erosion of the rift has reached a very serious level. Dash, if we let it develop, the entire planet will be over in less than 10 years. 10 years, Dash, so fast. This is already very conservative, but the erosion speed of the rift is not uniform. The later it is, the more serious it will be. Dash, however, if we take the star core away now, the erosion of the rift will not weaken, but at least it will not spread. Dash, I investigated the civilization of this planet. Its technological level is low, even with the current level of erosion. It is not easy for them. Dash, it will probably take a very long time for us to coexist with the Riftland for a long time. Silver Wolf frowned as he spoke. Anyway, there's hope, right? Xing Qiong said. But Silver Wolf shook his head. Based on what I have seen in the past, it would be very difficult without help from the outside. Poor people. Does a notorious Star Core hunter also have sympathy and mercy? Dash, it seems that I need you to understand it carefully. It's okay if outsiders say so. Dash, you little rascal, I'm going to teach you a lesson today. Dash, let me show you what it means to eat shit, but not to say anything you want. After a moment, don't stop me, Kafka. Okay, little Silver Wolf, isn't your butt hurting enough? Xing Qiong watched with a smile. Damn it, just wait for me. I will return the humiliation today, double in the future. It hurts. You are really something. Why are you fighting with a child? I'm not a child. Xing Qiong spread his hands. Listen, she said so herself. Kafka shook her head helplessly. Then she looked at Xing Qiong and said, now that we have obtained the Star Core, what's the next plan? Communicate with the civilization here. Am I understand? Let the Silver Wolf take the Star Core away. I'll go with you. I could be alone. That's okay. I know. Kafka insisted on going with him. Xing Qiong did not insist. Well, it's getting late. Let's take a rest first and set off tomorrow. No, Kafka shook his head. Dash, the Star Core needs to be taken away immediately. Dash, a brief period of suppression will make it more violent when it explodes. Silver Wolf, are you okay? Humph, this kind of minor injury, it hurts. It hurts. Xing Qiong and Kafka left the ship. When I come back, I will beat you up. Before leaving, Silver Wolf did not forget to say something cruel. After bidding Silver Wolf farewell, the two headed towards the city. The distance is not short, right? Kafka asked. Xing Qiong thought about it and nodded. Very far. Dash, then I'll leave it to you. After saying that, Kafka opened her arms. Xing Qiong also understood what Kafka meant. Although there was no problem, if there was nothing wrong, it would be fine to carry her all the way. But the journey was indeed not short, mainly in terms of time. If I rely on my feet, I don't know how long it will take to walk this way. Dash, yeah. What? Do you think I'm too heavy? No, you should eat more. After saying that, Xing Qiong skipped Kafka and began to construct through the power and understanding of the Hershers. Reinstall the bunny, reconstruct the angel. Ridion, then countless mechanical devices appeared in front of the two. Accompanied by the sound of the device splicing and assembling right on a mechanical voice sounded. A cool motorcycle emitting a deep blue metallic luster instantly appeared in front of the two of them. This is it. Even though she had been there before and had seen many storms, Kafka couldn't help but show a look of surprise. Transportation. Post views. 196 Kevin template. Live broadcast of Star Iron for the Collapse. Chapter 067. Hold tight. Oh, even through the thick coat, she still felt something soft against her. She shuddered unconsciously. Kafka naturally felt this reaction and couldn't help laughing. Oh, what's wrong with you? It's okay. You can hold me tighter. Oh, I'll help you. The sky gradually darkened. A blue light streaked across the endless snowfield like a meteor. Xing Qiong recalled the plot. Calculating the time, the train should have entered Bellowburg and met Kokolia at this time. Judging from the sky, they should have been arranged to stay in the hotel. I don't know who will come down this time when the master is not here. It should be impossible to let only Dan Heng and Sanuak come down. In this case, the most likely person to go with him is Lao Yang. I just don't know what the plot will be after the disappearance of the Star Corps. If everything goes well, maybe he won't be arrested, thinking that the train group is still on the upper level. Xing Qiong did not continue to choose to go to the city of Bellowburg. Instead, he chose to go to the lower level. Going to the upper level at this time will cause unnecessary trouble to the train. Here it is to where? Underground. Yeah. Xing Qiong nodded. It feels like it's out a lot warmer. It seems that it is not just an underground barrier. There should be heating facilities here. That is to say, there are people living underground. That's right, let's go. Let's find a place to rest first. Xing Qiong felt a little tired. He hadn't slept much since he landed on the space station and was accidentally stuffed with a Star Core. Yes. Kafka nodded and followed Xing Qiong's footsteps. She looked at the surrounding buildings along the way. The living conditions here don't seem to be very good. There's a lot of dust in the air. People who have lived in such a place for a long time. I'm afraid it won't be very healthy. Indeed, but it is probably not easy for them to survive. That's true. Do you need something more refined? Xing Qiong asked. Then he added, This area should also be an area affected by cracking and erosion. There are no residents here. If you want to take a hot shower, that's not possible. But if you just want to take a break, there shouldn't be any problem. Then take a rest first. Star Corps hunters are not that delicate. Kafka said, It's not that I don't want to find a better place. The main reason is you must be tired too. TSK. After all, she is a mother. She knows how to love her child. The two of them found a house that was not bad. Xing Qiong fell directly on the bed when he entered the house. Kafka looked around. Considering that it was an area of fragmentation and erosion, she did not choose to light the oil lamp. She lay down beside Xing Qiong. Quiet, come out, Asshole, where have you been? Where's the new world you promised me? I don't know how long it took. The woman finally calmed down. She sat at her desk and hugged her head. The voice that used to appear frequently in her mind disappeared. Just as she was thinking about this, a low and obscure voice sounded again in the next second. You mean outsiders? How would they know where you are? I understand. The deep voice disappeared. From beginning to end, it was impossible to hear what the voice said. But the blonde woman seemed to have known what to do. Bellowburg, this city covered with ice and snow. Late at night, it should be a quiet and peaceful neighborhood. At this time, there were chaotic and dense footsteps from time to time. The Goethe Hotel, not far from the side of Krippenberg, was surrounded by people, and in the ship far away in the snowfield. Xing Qiong suddenly woke up from his dream. Dream? That was the voice of the Star Corps. Kokolia Klipperberg. The same thing happened to me, because I also have a Star Corps in my body. A nightmare. Post views. 191 Kevin template. Live broadcast of Star Iron from the Collapse Chapter 068. Are you having a nightmare? Xing Qiong looked up in the direction of the voice. Kafka was standing at the door. Won't you take a break? It's okay. I've had enough rest. This area is not very peaceful, and there are split monsters passing by from time to time. I didn't expect that this kind of erosion would even occur underground. You. Won't you take a break? Seeing Xing Qiong stand up, Kafka said, If there is anything, I will call you. Xing Qiong shook his head. It's okay, that's about it. Dash, let's go. Xing Qiong tidied up his clothes and walked out of the room with Kafka. As soon as they went out, they encountered the cracked monster wandering on the street. This way, Xing Qiong pulled Kafka to one side. It was not because they were afraid of these fish and monsters. It was just that there was no need to waste time here. Along the way, they cleared a few fish and monsters that blocked the road. The two came to a snowy field again. Kafka looked around. This underground. Are there places covered with ice and snow? Well, this probably wasn't a place where people lived earlier. Dash, the location is directly below the passage connecting the upper and lower areas. Dash, this is probably the reason. Xing Qiong explained. There seems to be someone here. Kafka pointed to a tent not far away. They must be some homeless wanderers. Dash, never mind them. Dash, our destination is over there. Xing Qiong pointed to a strange-looking building in the distance. As Xing Qiong said, there was indeed a huge building connected to the heights in that direction. Stop, who is it? Just as they were about to move forward, they heard a shout from behind. Xing Qiong raised his hand directly. Kafka also raised her hand upon seeing this. Then Xing Qiong turned around and looked at the young man in front of him who was wearing a cotton coat and a leather hat. From his clothes, Xing Qiong could roughly judge that they were wanderers from the lower district. However, they were different from the models in the plot. These wanderers were not as fine as the modeled replicas. Their clothes were covered with oil stains. Their faces were also covered with cracked skin keratin. The severe cold and harsh environment made these people's skin condition extremely bad. There were also cracks on their hands with blood scabs. Xing Qiong couldn't help but frown. So miserable. Miners driven out of the mining team. Dash, there's nowhere to go. Oh, we are both wanderers, so let's do it. The young wanderer put down the spear that was pointing at the two of them. Dasho, by the way, let me remind you that there is nothing extra here for you. It's okay, we know someone here, Xing Qiong said. Seeing this, the young wanderer said nothing more. He turned and left. How pitiful. Kafka couldn't help but sigh. Although Xing Qiong was somewhat touched by the contrast with the game, he was clear about the situation here. There must be something hateful about pitiful people, Xing Qiong said as he led Kafka towards the building in the distance. Dash, most of the people you see here are young faces. Dash, young children and elderly people usually don't stay in such places. Dash, guess why? Young people. Kafka pondered. Xing Qiong then continued. The reason why they are wanderers is that most of them are not accepted by the group. Dash, or people who can't fit in with the group. Dash, many of these people are either lazy or dishonest. But of course, this is not always the case. I see. In fact, there are causes and effects for this kind of thing, and we can't blame it all on these people. Dash, the situation in the lower area is very complicated. Dash, they rely on labor to exchange for the few survival resources, but there are limited jobs available, and some people have great strength but nowhere to use it. Dash, but now that the Star Core is gone, everything will slowly get better. At this point, the two of them had already arrived at the foot of the huge iron gate. Back off a little. Just tear it down, Kafka said, having retreated a few steps behind Xing Qiong. Mimicry Star of Eden, first-rated power, start. Xing Qiong gently placed his palm on the giant door. But just as Xing Qiong was about to place gravity on the door, a childish voice came from behind him. Big brother, big sister, what are you doing? Xing Qiong stopped what he was doing. The two turned around and looked at the person who came. White hair, red eyes, lowly. Clara, what a lovely little girl, Kafka said as she stepped forward and squatted in front of Clara. Then, as if she had thought of something, she turned her head and looked at Xing Qiong. Dash, didn't you say there wouldn't be any young children here? Xing Qiong didn't know what to say for a moment. After a long silence, he uttered, she is an exception. Post views, 190 Kevin template. Live broadcast of Star Iron from the Collapse, Chapter 069. Little girl, what's your name? Dash, tell sister. Why are you here alone? You are almost his mother, and you still call her your sister. Kafka glanced at Xing Qiong with displeasure. Xing Qiong looked aside and whistled as if nothing had happened. I want to see what she is going to do. My name is Clara, big sister, big brother, and I live here. Just live here. Yes, Clara lives here with Mr. Swarlow. Mr. Swarlow? Yes, it's in here. Are you here to see Mr. Swarovski? Kafka looked at Xing Qiong. Xing Qiong nodded. Then Kafka looked at Clara again. That's right, Clara. Can you take us to see Mr. Swarlow? Clara frowned. Clara is now on her way to see Mr. Swarlow, but Mr. Swarlow was not very willing to communicate with everyone. It's okay, Clara. We are not bad people, nor are we those people who cannot communicate in Swarlow's perception. Dash, you look a little anxious. What happened? Xing Qiong said. Clara nodded. Yes, big brother. Clara just came back from the big mining area, where there was a conflict between the miners and the wanderers. Dash, Clara came back just to ask Mr. Swarlow to stop everyone. Dash, Clara doesn't want anyone to get hurt. Clara is such a good child. Don't worry, your brothers and sisters will help you. But, Clara, listen to me. Clara is taking her brother and sister to see Mr. Swarlow. Okay, big sister, big brother, follow me. Kafka probably didn't want to waste any more time. Then the two followed Clara into the gate. Wouldn't it have been better if this had happened earlier? Oh, that's true, but I didn't expect this child to be so persistent. Kafka spread her hands to show her helplessness. Xing Qiong understood. Anyone who saw this girl probably wouldn't have thought that such a young child was so opinionated. This little girl is not as naive as she looks. Dash, she knows exactly what she wants. What she should and shouldn't do. Yes, you know all this. Why didn't you tell me earlier? I see you like this child very much and play well with her. Maybe she will have a different attitude towards you. Oh, so you just want to laugh at me? How come? Big brother and big sister, we are here. Mr. Swarovski is in front of us. Before they knew it, they were already in front of him. Xing Qiong and Kafka stopped arguing. Kafka looked at the tall figure in front of her. Then she looked at Xing Qiong. Is this Swarovski? A robot? Yeah. Xing Qiong nodded. Mr. Swarovski. Clara ran towards a robot quickly. The robot's eyes flashed red when it saw the person coming. Clara, you are back. Who are they? A mechanical voice sounded. Mr. Swarovski, they said they wanted to see you. I brought them in because I have something important to discuss with you. As soon as Clara finished speaking, Swarovski stood in front of Clara, blocking her behind him. He stretched out his arms to show his protection. Clara, back off. Mr. Swarlow, I'm sorry, but are they bad people? Uncertain. Dash, checking identity information. Dash, Clara, go back to the mansion and wait for me. But Mr. Swarlow, if we have guests. They're not guests. Go back and wait for me. Clara, don't worry. Everything will be fine. Clara walked a few steps and turned back, returning to the room. She poked her head out again. Kafka smiled and waved to Clara. No relevant identity information was detected. The visitor does not belong to this planet. They're not. Planet? Are they aliens? After hearing what Swarovski said, Clara widened her eyes and looked at the two people in front of Swarovski in disbelief. Seeing this, Kafka chose to step back. It seems that I have been misunderstood. Since you are familiar with it, I will leave it to you. My words are useless to robots. Xing Qiong smiled. Then he looked at Swarovski. Hello, Mr. Swarovski. My name is Xing Qiong. As you said, we do not belong to this planet. Outsiders, state your intentions. We are here to help this planet. But before that, there are some things we need to trouble you with. Please explain directly. This is shit. We really can't exchange pleasantries. We have to get straight to the point. Starcore. Xing Qiong simply and clearly said the two words that could make Shawaro react. The target has been detected accessing secrets sealed deep within the world. Secrets that no human should know. Dash, the target threat index has increased, and the target status is being reassessed. The threat index has increased. I ask you to tell me your true intentions. You seem to have touched its reverse scale. Xing Qiong ignored Kafka's words and continued to add, we have taken the core away from this planet. Dash, from now on, this planet will no longer be troubled by the star core. Dash, the ice and snow will not continue, and the erosion of the rift will not expand any further. Maybe the amount of information was too much. After hearing what Xing Qiong said, Swarovski instantly fell into a state of stagnation. A mechanical sizzling sound was made. After a moment, retrieving relevant information. The relevant information has been retrieved. Outsiders, can you prove the truth of what you said? No, it has been taken away. You should know the location of the star core. Something unusual happened there not long ago. I think the vibration should be able to reach here. You should have felt it. Change. Real. But this cannot fully prove the authenticity of the information. Please provide more evidence to ensure that the information is true and complete. It's gone, believe it or not. Judge the target's attitude change. Reassessing target threat. No need to evaluate. There is no threat unless you take the initiative. A threat to the target's intention has been detected. Termination of the peace negotiation agreement. Requesting the destruction agreement. Wait a minute. Why don't you just ask Silver Wolf for a photo? Shiwaro, right? Look at this. Kafka took out her cell phone and gave the photo to Shiwaro, requesting a pause, analyzing the authenticity of the information. Swarovski looked at the photo on his phone. A gray-haired girl was holding a star core. Behind her was the ship's main control cabin and the sea of stars that could be seen through the window. Information analysis completed. Authenticity exceeds %. The request for the extermination agreement has been stopped. Resume the peace negotiation agreement. Outsiders, I temporarily judge what you say to be true. But in the information stored in my database for countless years, anyone who intended to get involved in the star core did so for desire and personal gain. But you took the star core away from this planet. I can't judge your purpose in taking the star core. But for this planet, it undoubtedly helps this planet. What do you mean by needing my help? Look, it's done. Kafka took back her phone. Xing Qiong looked at Swarovski. Then he looked at Clara, who was leaning out of the room behind him. Now is not the time to talk about this. Clara has more urgent things to do than this. Clara. Swarovski turned and looked at Clara, who was sticking half of her head out of the mansion. Clara, come out. Hearing the shout, Clara ran out in small steps. Mr. Swarlow, are you okay? For now, they say you have something important to do. Oh yes, Mr. Swarlow. There was a conflict between the miners and the wanderers in the big mining area. Please think of a solution. If you continue like this, many people will definitely get hurt. Clara, I get it. Outsiders. I will reserve my assessment of you until you can prove that you have no ill intentions. Abe. If you take any action that threatens this planet or its inhabitants. An eradication agreement will be implemented immediately. No problem. I hope your stupid head will figure it out by then. Swarovski did not continue to communicate with Xing Qiong and the others. Instead, he took Clara out directly. Xing Qiong followed him, because they did not follow the development of the plot. Xing Qiong went directly to find Swarovski. However, when Xing Qiong saw Clara, he remembered that the big mining area there are things to deal with. If Swarovski doesn't show up at this time, the conflict may escalate. By then, it's hard to say how many casualties there will be. It would be best if I could show my goodwill and make this stupid person think clearly. Without Swarovski, I'm afraid I won't be able to find the mechanical weapons test site that's 700 years old. Outsiders, you have no reason to travel with us. Please state your purpose. It's nothing. We are here with you to show our cooperative attitude and goodwill to help this planet. Xing Qiong replied casually. Shiwaro didn't say much. He quickened his pace. As he moved forward, countless robots began to appear in every corner of the snowy plain. Kafka showed a little surprise on her face. All the robots here listened to it. Xing Qiong said in a low voice, so that's what you came for. Looking at the number, it will be quite tricky if a fight broke out. Not really. It's just that there are other things that require it. Come on and follow me. When we get there, you might be asked to show off your skills. You're good at things like mediating fights, right? Use my words to show kindness. Oh, you are amazing. You really know how to order people around. Don't say that. With the relationship between us, it would be awkward if we just asked him to do something for us. Oh, then I want to know in your eyes, what is our relationship? It's the relationship you want. Throwing the question back again. Dash, what a disgusting feeling. Dash, however, is it really good to make yourself passive? Dash, so whatever I say is fine? Of course. Kafka smiled proudly. Xing Qiong said nothing more. The two followed Swarovski to the large mining area where the conflict occurred. Oh, it seems like there aren't any casualties, Kafka said, looking at the two sides in the standoff. Hello, why do you sound a little lost? Have it. Fortunately, we arrived in time. As residents of the lower class, we were not desperate, and everyone was still holding on. Dash, but if you don't control it, it'll be hard to say what will happen next. Dash, it's all on you. Okay, leave it to me, honey. Xing Qiong was stunned and Kafka smiled. Before they got close, the noisy sound of the miners and wanderers confronting each other had already come over. At this time, the people in the confrontation were still in a stalemate. They arrived at the right time. When the two sides in the confrontation discovered something unusual, they were already surrounded by robots. It's Swarovski. Damn, what is this robot doing here? Everyone, be careful. After observing the situation, Swarovski quickly conveyed the instructions to the surrounding robots. Execute instructions. Disperse. Let me do it. Pause order, outsider. What are you going to do? We have a more peaceful way to solve the problem. Xing Qiong explained to Swarovski. Kafka walked into the crowd with light steps. Who is this woman? Dash, never seen it. Dash, she is so beautiful. Dash, it's definitely not someone from the lower district. Maybe a spy sent by the upper district. When everyone saw Kafka coming, they all whispered, until Kafka walked to the center of the confrontation. Everyone listen up. Who do you think you are? Let me tell you, that's right. Who do you think you are? You want to boss people around as soon as you get here. Kafka smiled. You will live in peace, help each other, and there will never be any disputes. You are very tired now and just want to go home as soon as possible. Huh, what she said seems to be true. I feel so tired now. Me too, it's really tiring. I'm going home. I'm so tired. Come on, let's go to my house for a couple of drinks. What fun things can you have at home? Come to my house. Let's go, we're so tired, so tired. Under Clara's surprised gaze, the people who were originally on edge suddenly smiled. That's how the dispute ended. It was hard to judge Swarovski's expression, but it was not difficult to tell from the way his one-eyed head was turning back and forth. He was a little confused at this moment. Abnormal. Behavior. Incomprehensible. Dash, the dispersal result has been achieved. Dash, cancel the order. Well, Mr. Swarlow, I think we have expressed our goodwill and cooperative attitude. Analysis. The risk assessment level has been lowered. Dash, outsiders, I'm glad to have your help. Dash, you can explain your request. Xing Qiong thought for a moment. Mr. Swarlow, you should know that somewhere in this lower district, there used to be a huge arsenal. Dash, many weapons built before the disaster are lying dormant there. Information accessing. Dash, the information is true. Outsiders, please state your purpose. Dash, those weapons were built 700 years ago with the help of the Interstellar Peace Company before the disaster. Dash, however, due to the lack of underlying control source code, those weapons did not play their due role in the war 700 years ago. Dash, you have the ability to control those weapons. That's right, Xing Qiong said firmly. If those weapons are not used for the right purpose, they will cause a devastating blow to the current civilization. Dash, I can't tell what your purpose is in reviving those weapons. Dash, please explain. Post views. 194 Kevin Template. Live broadcast of Star Iron from the Collapse, Chapter 070. Please state the purpose. Let these weapons replace most human guards in the future. Dash, I think you can understand what I mean. Replace human guards. Dash, I understand. You intend to allow civilization to have more energy to survive and develop. That's roughly what it means. Dash, I understand. I will help you. Grateful. Please follow me. Just as they were about to leave, an angry shout stopped them. Swarovski, stop. Everyone turned around and looked at the source of the voice. Xing Qiong's pupils also shrank slightly at this time. This action was also seen by Kafka. Star Train, Kafka said with a little doubt. Kafka was not surprised that the nameless guest would appear here. What puzzled Kafka was Xing Qiong. Why did he have such an expression when he saw these people? Xing Qiong's surprise was only a flash. The reason for showing such an expression was that after Xing Qiong took the star core away, the people on the train should not face the same situation as in the plot. If there were no accidents, they should be in the upper area. Xing Qiong did not expect them to appear here. In this way, I am afraid that they're still facing a situation similar to the plot, where Sambo is playing tricks. Xing Qiong also remembered the nightmare he had at that time. Before leaving, did the star core convey any information to Cocolia? It is very likely that this is the case. Xing Qiong glanced at the people on the high ground one by one. March, Dan Heng, Lao Yang. Sure enough, the master was not there, and the person traveling with him became Walter. Seer and Bronya were also there. It was similar to the original plot. It's just that the current position is a little different. When their eyes met, the people in the train group immediately showed a look of horror. That is it hiss. Why can't I remember it for a moment? Xing Qiong, your savior is Sanue. Dan Heng said. Sanue patted his wise little head. Oh, yes, I remember now. It's him. How could this happen? Why is he here? Dash, and the woman next to him. Why does it feel familiar? Everyone be careful. That's Kafka from the Star Core Hunter. Dash, the company is offering a reward of up to 10 billion for the wanted criminal. Walter recognized this man and reminded everyone around him. 10 billion. So much. Dash, then, wouldn't it be wrong to catch her? In March, don't indulge in fantasy. Dash, you will die. Oh, yes, 10 billion. If it were that easy, the bounty wouldn't be so high. Dash, but didn't he, Xing Qiong, stay in the space station? Dash, how come he's here again? And with the Star Core Hunter? It's hard to say. I'm afraid I'd have to ask him personally to find out. But the current situation, Dash, I don't recommend taking that risk. Oh, she's so long-winded. After all, she is a woman. Dash, you are just cowards. There are so many of us, and you are still afraid of them. Sheer said impatiently. Hearing this, Sanue smiled awkwardly. It seems like there is only one more person than them. Dash, and they have so many robots here. Seeing that the group of people didn't come down, Xing Qiong looked at Kafka beside him. Looks like you scare them. Me? Dash, it's not that scary. Collapse chat room, Bronya. That's Bronya. Seal? Fu Hua. From the looks of it, it really looks like Timido. Wait a minute, did you see that? Another captain? Right, May. That is Bronya. Bronya? Bronya, what's going on? Walter, I'm afraid that, like Jeezy before, she's another self in that world. Walter, that is the so-called parallel world. Timido, so similar, almost exactly the same. Bronya, but not only me, but Sierra is also there. May Raiden. Seal, it seems like she has a bad temper. System prompts. Sharing live broadcast room. Zierfuel joined the chat group. Sheer. What is this? Bronya, look at the light screen. Hill, is this me? Seal, Sister Bronya, what on earth is going on? Bronya, I'm not sure, but I think I can explain it. Raiden May, even the names are the same. This is really. Raiden May, unbelievable. Honkai chat room. After seeing someone who looked the same as Seal and Bronya, and even had the same name, the people on Earth 999 Plus started a discussion. Let's go back to Urilo 6. Xing Qiong saw that the group was not coming down, and he didn't plan to waste time here anymore. In Xing Qiong's plan, if the group on the train did something according to the plot, it didn't matter to Xing Qiong. As for the explanation, we can talk about it later when we have the chance. Just as he was about to leave, a figure rushed down from above. Sierra of the Earth Fire. Dash, what do you want to say? Sierra first looked at Xing Qiong and Kafka. Obviously, even if Sierra in the world of Xingtia was bold, she still remembered what Walter had just said. Seeing that Xing Qiong and Kafka did not move, Sierra turned to Swarovski. Swarovski, the last account has not been settled yet. If you want to settle the score, I'm sorry, my computing power will not be used for that. Kafka couldn't help laughing. She nudged Xing Qiong with her elbow. This robot is quite humorous. Sierra felt fooled when she saw this. Then she became even more angry. Stop talking nonsense. Hurry up and take these scumbags away, or don't blame me for being rude. At this time, after Sheer rushed down without hesitation, the other few people who didn't want to come down also followed. Swarovski's eyes swept over the crowd. Upper area, Bronya, biological information retrieval failed, and a creature that does not belong to this planet was detected. Threat alert activated. It's okay, I know them. They won't cause any harm to this planet. Xing Qiong said, we are sorry, but your guarantee cannot currently cover the consequences of these people's possible actions. What a stubborn person. Seeing this, Xing Qiong stopped talking. Then he looked at the people on the train. Haven't seen you for a long time. Hey, long time no see. Why are you here? Sanwes smiled and greeted Xing Qiong. It's a long story, some accidents. If you want to explain, it's really not something that can be explained in a few words. So there is no detailed explanation. But at this time, Walter looked at Kafka beside him. Then he looked at Xing Qiong. Then he blinked at Xing Qiong. Xing Qiong was stunned. Seeing this, Walter continued to blink. Xing Qiong thought, is this a secret code? Then he seemed to think of something. Then he said to Walter, I'm not kidnapped, don't worry. It was pure accident that I ended up with the Star Core Hunter. That's good, Walter said. Xing Qiong thought, is this the telepathy on Earth? Blink if you're kidnapped. I have something else to do, so I'll leave first. We'll talk later. You guys should still have things to do. When you're done, let's find a place to sit down and talk. After the people on the same train got the contact information, Xing Qiong took Kafka away. Seeing Xing Qiong walk away, Swarovski also prepared to leave. But Sierra was not willing to give in. Stop, Swarlo. I think we should have a good talk. Sierra of the Earthfire, if you want to unlock the passage to the upper area. There is no need for negotiation. Dihua is incapable of helping the lower districts achieve the desired results. On the contrary, you will pay a more painful price. According to the calculation results, the best survival strategy for the people in the lower area is to continue staying in the lower area. What calculation, what strategy, isn't it just locking us in a cage and waiting for death? Compared to this, the people in the lower class are more willing to fight for their future once, even if they fail. Sheer obviously doesn't want to hear request to dismiss. However, there are too many external variables at present. I believe that there will be a turning point in the near future. Before that, please do not cross the line in any way. Otherwise, humans who try to subvert the calculation results area huge threat to the survival strategy of the region. At that time, we will request the final agreement, annihilation. Sierra gritted her teeth. In that case, there is nothing to talk about. Your helper has left. As she spoke, Sierra held the sickle in her hand. But Swarovski did not react to this. He did not intend to fight back. Conflict, rejection. Please wait patiently for the calculation results after the variables are introduced. After that, Swarovski took Clara away. When Sierra was about to chase, a giant robot blocked her way. Damn it! The sight returned to Xing Qiong. Xing Qiong didn't say much along the way. Instead, he checked the chat history. Collapse live chat room Sheer. I don't know what she's been through, but she should be stronger than me. Xing Qiong. Is Sheer here too? Indeed. That girl is very reckless. Sheer? Yes, hello. I'm Sheer Xing Qiong. I know Bronya. No need to introduce him. Didn't I just say that? This guy knows everything. Sierra, okay. Bronya. Xing Qiong. Can you tell me what is going on? Bronya. Why is there another seal? Another me? Why? Xing Qiong thought. How can I know why? You asked me Huyo. The specific reason, I really don't know Xing Qiong. It's hard for me to explain, but it's probably similar to GZ that you have seen before. Similar to the situation of isotopes in different time and space in a parallel universe. 00 Xing Qiong. Don't worry too much. Even if they look alike, they're not the same person. Bronya, I thought you knew everything. Xing Qiong, I don't know everything. I just happen to know Xing Qiong. By the way, is Jiza Yuhu in here? Xing Qiong, I need that. Mei Raiden, what do you want with that? It was originally in my hands, but now it has returned to fate. Xing Qiong, it's urgent, please. Mei Raiden, then I'll go to Timmy's headquarters. Xing Qiong, thank you very much. After saying that, Xing Qiong closed the chat window. This live chat window is quite convenient. No need to type manually, just a thought is enough. Besides, it seems that others can't see it. Thinking of this, Xing Qiong looked at Kafka, only to find that Kafka was staring at him with a strange look. Xing Qiong blinked his eyes. What's wrong? Kafka came closer and almost touched Xing Qiong's face. You're weird. Dash, what were you doing? Forehead, it's a long story. Let's make it short. Xing Qiong thought for a moment. Forehead, that I'm asking for support? What is support? You will know in a moment. At this time, Swarovski and Clara, who were lagging behind, also caught up. Have you finished the negotiation? Xing Qiong asked. Swarovski nodded very humanely. Later said, negotiations completed, but failed. Human thinking is very complicated. People in the lower class are more willing to gamble on a more unbearable future than to accept the current stability. Xing Qiong thought about it and expressed his understanding. Robots certainly don't have such emotions as humans. How could anyone be willing to accept such a dark and endless life? Even if there's a glimmer of hope, people will choose to take risks instead of sitting and waiting for death. Maybe this is the result of your calculation, but residents in the lower class areas don't think this kind of life is stable. Otherwise, why would there be so many wanderers around you, near the mining area, and even in the area eroded by the rift? Swarovski was silent for a moment. I still can't understand the thinking you were talking about. As a human being, you can empathize with them. It's okay. It's not important. Take me to that place first. Xing Qiong didn't want to agree. I believe everything will turn around soon after this. The calculation results should change by then. But simply mastering these weapons is not enough to completely solve the problem. The situation in the upper area also needs to be taken into account in the calculation. Don't worry. Just watch over your gate and wait for us. Kevin Template, live broadcast of Star Iron from the Collapse Chapter 071. How come it seems like we are back to where we started? Kafka looked at the familiar buildings around him. Xing Qiong did not deny indeed it's here again. If I remember correctly, this place should be called Rivet Town. Following Swarovski's footsteps, everyone walked through the deserted streets. Careful. This is an area eroded by the rift, and there are many rift creatures wandering around. Be prepared to fight at any time. It's okay, just lead the way. As he was speaking, the figure of the world-splitting monster appeared in front of him. Alert! Abnormality! The number of creatures in the rift is inconsistent with the information. Calculating target quantity. Swarovski's eyes swept over the countless world-shattering monsters. The next second, he came to a conclusion. The calculation is complete. The number is too numerous to count. Brother, please don't use your dry humor at this time. Xing Qiong said speechlessly. Kafka, look out for Clara. Oh, dear. Forehead. Before Xing Qiong could make a move, Swarovski's missiles had already started to fly out of his body. They immediately poured down on countless world-breaking monsters. Unfortunately, there were too many monsters, and the effect was minimal. The fallen monsters did not affect the speed of other monsters at all. In just a few breaths, everyone had fallen into a situation of being surrounded by enemies. Big Brother, Mr. Swarlow, seeing that the situation was not good, Clara called out twice. It's okay, Clara. Leave it to them. Kafka comforted. Clara nodded. But there were too many monsters in the rift. Clara, who had lived in the lower area for so long, had never seen such a dense crowd of monsters. Xing Qiong summoned the sky fire and waved it casually. The originally dense encirclement was torn open in an instant. Big Brother is so awesome. Kafka, coming. Mr. Swarovski, hurry up. Everyone rushed out through the hole in the encirclement. Kafka held Clara in one hand and fired a few rounds with a submachine gun in the other. When she turned around, She bumped into Xing Qiong's arms. Hmm? What's wrong? You're not leaving. Kafka stopped. But the monster didn't stop. The two of them were standing still, which was very inconsistent with the current situation. Puzzled outsiders, what are you going to do? Seeing this, Shiwaro also stopped. You go first. There's so many monsters. If we let them run around, the entire lower area will be ruined. Kafka glanced at Xing Qiong. Okay, I'll leave it to you then. Kafka ran away with Clara. Seeing this, Swarovski stopped. Shivalo, you go first. Don't worry, it's no problem. Request denied. Unable to determine if the target has full response capability. Then just stay there and don't move. Agreed. Kafka and Clara had already reached a high place in a few jumps. Looking down, the scene at this time was really terrifying. Countless monsters had already crowded the streets of the entire town, and there were still other monsters rushing in from all around. So many? It feels like insects. Big brother is it really possible? Clara said worriedly, it's okay, just leave it to him. Kafka continued to comfort him. Kafka had seen Xing Qiong's strength. Among the people she knew, there were only a handful of people with such destructive power. Even Sam might not be as clean and neat as Xing Qiong in handling such things. However, I don't know how much of this town will be left after Xing Qiong swings the sword. Just thinking about this, Kafka saw a strange scene. With the position a few meters in front of Xing Qiong as the center, something appeared there. The swarming monsters seemed to be pulled by something when they attacked. It seemed that the space was distorted. Mimicry, Ninth God, Key Devouring, Key Star C Harmony, Star of Eden, Zeroth Rated Power, starts Pseudo-Black Hole. A dark energy condensed in front of Xing Qiong. It gradually gathered into a huge sphere emitting scarlet light. Countless creatures from the rift were pulled directly onto the sphere the moment they approached. Then they were torn apart and crushed by the huge gravity until they turned into powder of no shape or color. The more monsters poured in, the larger the sphere became. The black hole continued to tear the surrounding space. The brainless monsters were still charging fearlessly. Xing Qiong continued to control the Star of Eden in his hand until all the monsters were swallowed up by the black hole. Xing Qiong released the mimicry of the Key of God in his hand. Big brother, so amazing. Clara's eyes widened without blinking. How could a child have seen such a scene? Kafka glanced at Clara. Suddenly, she felt something was wrong. This little girl's eyes changed. Kafka thought about it and sighed helplessly. It's normal for a little girl to have a strong psychological admiration. Retreat, Mr. Swarlow. Received, recalculating target capability. Calculation completed. The target's strength far exceeds the level of creatures on this planet. Probability of solving the event 99%. It's nothing, let's go. After saying that, Xing Qiong turned and walked towards where Kafka and Clara were. However, after just 2 steps, Xing Qiong felt a burst of pain in his body. Was it too much consumption? Xing Qiong didn't care too much. He relaxed a little and continued to move forward, but he deliberately slowed down his pace. After a while, the two came to the side of Kafka and Clara. I thought you were going to burn the whole town down. I didn't expect you had such tricks. I really can't see through you. It's just a little trick. Xing Qiong said, the threat level of this creature has been reduced. Change the calculation results. Reliable outsider. It's rare that a dull person finally gets wise. Xing Qiong looked at Swarovski with a hint of sarcasm. According to calculations, you have the ability to inflict a devastating blow to this planet. But you didn't do anything that matched that conclusion. Judging from your attitude, it's friendly. Xing Qiong smiled. Let's go. Then everyone followed Swarovski and continued forward. What are you thinking about? Seeing Xing Qiong frowning, Kafka came over and asked. Xing Qiong looked up at Kafka and then expressed his doubts. The current situation is a little different from what I expected. What's the difference? Kafka asked in confusion. Xing Qiong thought for a moment and then said, You are a star core hunter. You should be very familiar with things like star cores. What do you want to say? In your impression, the disaster brought by the star core, this kind of boundary erosion phenomenon. Is it that serious? Indeed. Hearing this, Kafka also fell into deep thought. It is not impossible that this situation occurs, but if it happens, that civilization will basically be over. I thought so too. With this number of monsters and the technological level of this planet's civilization. I believe the humans can't even survive a month. No, it may be even faster. You mean, the erosion of the rift has accelerated? Well, I am confused. It shouldn't be like this. If we talk about acceleration, there should always be a process. In this situation, it feels like a last struggle. When we first arrived here, there was a continuous expansion of the rift erosion outside and monsters that no one was dealing with. It is not impossible to reach that amount by continuously accumulating. But here, even here in the lower district, they have their own armed forces and organization called Earth Fire. That's the dark blue butterfly girl we just met. If that's the case, it's indeed a bit unusual. Thinking of this, Kafka's brows slightly frowned, although there was no sense of urgency. But it was rare to see Kafka showing such an expression. I don't remember ever seeing this happening. If the monsters that split the world are just scattered gorillas, even for ordinary people, it would not be too difficult to deal with a monster that split the world by a surprise attack in groups of 3 or 5. Yes, in places where people live, in the presence of armed forces, logically speaking, there shouldn't be so many world-ripping monsters. And in Xing Qiong's impression, the current situation is very different from the situation in the game plot. The density of monsters is not even as dense as the scattered soldiers mentioned by Kafka. I almost don't need to eat sugar here when I send out Huangquan. The road is slippery and my shoes are worn out, but I can't kill many monsters. If I face the situation just now, in ND, I may not be able to kill so many monsters even if I get diabetes. Kafka shook her head. I can't give you a clear answer. But what is certain is that this situation is not normal. Do I need to tell you this? Kafka pouted. She looked at Xing Qiong with resentment. Xing Qiong had never seen such an expression before. Whose little girl is this? This is not the way a mother should look. Forehead, you are right. It is indeed abnormal. Kafka turned her head away and ignored Xing Qiong. Xing Qiong was speechless. She wondered what was wrong with this sister. At this moment, the pain that had just occurred came again. Xing Qiong immediately bent down, supporting his knees with his hands. Hey, what's wrong with you? Big brother, are you okay? It's okay. Maybe the consumption is a bit high. It shouldn't happen. The specific abilities used by the Hershers, including the Key of God, are all accomplished through Honkai energy. It does not consume one's own energy. Wait a minute. Thinking of this, Xing Qiong roughly understood what was going on. Collapse energy is converted from imaginary internal energy. The existence of the star core will disrupt the imaginary energy. The star core has existed on this planet for 700 years. I think the energy I just called from space is not enough. The remaining energy is supplemented by the Honkai energy held by the Pavani gene in my body. This should be the reason. It seems that I need to pay attention to it in the future, in case my body is hollowed out. However, Kevin's genes are not only Pavani. If I get the complete Kevin genes later, this situation should not exist. The genes of more than 100 Honkai beasts. Don't you know your situation? Don't try to hold on any longer, Kafka said. Her words were no longer as calm as before. Got it. After waiting for Xing Qiong to rest and recover, the others continued to move forward. At this time, the situation was similar to that of Xing Qiong. After defeating the robots left by Swarovski, they met the leader of the Earth Fire, Oleg. After a brief conversation, they learned the general information. Oh, I didn't expect that I still have to look for that big robot. If I had known, I would have asked it a few questions earlier. March said, no problem. We basically understand the situation of that big boss Swarovski. It has many minions, so it is necessary to make some preparations in advance. Walter didn't pay much attention to this matter. Instead, Xing Qiong's matter kept spinning in Walter's mind. Yes, that guy is not simple. We will have to confront him after the underground fire, since we have the same goal. Let's take a break and make preparations. Good. After finishing their conversation, everyone was about to return to Panyan Town. However, at this time, the entire mining area was disturbed. Hey, what's wrong? What happened? Samuel looked around in panic. At this time, a shout came from not far away. Monster run! It's a monster from the world. After hearing this cry, everyone became alert and prepared for battle. But when the monster appeared, everyone was horrified. Oh my God, what's going on? Why are there so many? Hurry up, shout Samuel. Seeing this, the others did not hesitate and ran towards the passage. Fortunately, when Kafka came to mediate, most people were persuaded to go home by Kafka. At this time, there were not many miners and wanderers in the large mining area. Mr. Walter, this is not a solution. Dan Hung, who followed closely behind, said so. Walter also frowned at this time. Indeed, if we continue to flee, we will lead the monsters into densely populated areas. The consequences are disastrous. 0.0, what should I do? There are so many of them. I feel like if I turn around, I will be trampled into a beautiful girl's meat paste. You go first. I'll take care of it. It's okay. Walter immediately raised his crutches. A moment later, they returned to Panyan Town with Walter on their backs. Natasha's clinic, I didn't expect this. Thanks so much to you guys. This gentleman is truly a man of extraordinary powers. Oh my goodness. How could this happen? Have you never encountered this kind of situation before? Danheng asked no. Oleg said firmly although there are many areas in the lower level that have been eroded by the rift. The monsters in the Rift Valley are endless. But in a situation as large as this one, this is the first time we have met. I'm afraid I can't stay in this lower level area anymore. We must take back control of the Central from Swarovski as soon as possible. Well, time is running out. Collapse live chat room. Teresa Apicalis joins the chat. Teresa, the Jizo soul is already in my hands. Teresa, how? Bronya, if it's more convenient, you should send it here. Bronya, or we can go get it. Teresa, okay. Teresa didn't ask any more questions. After receiving Bronya's invitation, she learned the general situation and then accepted Bronya's live broadcast sharing. Right, May. I'm on my way. Teresa. Okay, May. I'll wait for you at the port. The Her of Knowledge. It's really troublesome. People who just came in can't participate. Kevin Template. Live broadcast of Star Iron from the Collapse Chapter 072 system. Hint, get support from Raiden May. The 12th key of God, Jizo's soul. Thank God you are here. What? What's coming? Xing Qiong suddenly said something that caught Kafka's attention. However, after observing the surroundings, she didn't find anything. It's okay, nothing. Support has arrived. Support? What support? Xing Qiong laughed. Kafka rolled her eyes at Xing Qiong. I know. No need to say more. I'm going to keep you in suspense again, right? Boring. Kafka turned around and went to play with Clara. We have reached the target location. After hearing the voice of the Swarovski machine, Xing Qiong looked up. That's right, this is it. You already knew that my help was needed here, said Swirlo. It seems that you have a very comprehensive understanding of us. Xing Qiong did not deny it. 10 after Swarovski opened the entrance, everyone walked in. I didn't expect there was such a large space underground. Is this the place you mentioned, where countless mechanical weapons are sleeping? Yes. Xing Qiong nodded and pointed to the rock wall in the distance. There, all of them. Kafka put her hand on her forehead. From a distance, she couldn't make out anything. I can't see it. It feels like there is nothing. It will be there soon. After saying that, Xing Qiong suddenly had a dark black long sword with golden patterns on it. The 12th divine key, Jizo Yuhuan, activated. I can feel the breath emanating from that knife. It is a fatal threat to me, Swarovski said as he looked at the Xidagarbi Yuhuan in Xing Qiong's hand. Indeed, I didn't expect that you, as a robot, would also rely on your keen intuition to make judgments. Xing Qiong affirmed, according to calculations, if our negotiations break down and no partnership is reached, there's a 94.7% probability that the knife will point at me first. There is no point in calculating what has already happened. Agree. Please continue. Xing Qiong looked at the Jizo soul in his hand. It was a black box containing the power of the Hershers of erosion from the previous civilization. It was not until the present civilization that it was finally formed. The power of erosion is biological and electronic. This is why Xing Qiong needs this weapon. After all, the Hershers of erosion has been game over in paradise. Then Xing Qiong raised the long knife in his hand and pointed it at the rock wall in the distance. Wake up! The whole place began to shake violently. The rock wall, that had not shown any special features before, also began to react. Countless stones began to fall from the rock wall, like a gray waterfall. And then a red light lit up. Then one, two, until the entire rock wall flashed a terrifying red light. These are they all robots. I never thought that this planet actually has so many mechanical weapons hidden. Mr. Swarlow, are those really robots? That's right, Clara. According to calculations, their number is more than enough to deal with an invasion of the same magnitude as before. Collapsed chat room, Bronya. So he wants the Jizo soul for this. Walter, he's much smarter than we thought. Walter, he makes good use of any support we can give him. Walter, if he is here when we face the people in heaven in the future, I believe it will be a great help. Timido, I believe him, and I won't just ignore him. Walter, we can only believe it, but we are afraid that he will not be able to come back by then. Timido, yes. Bronya, forget about that for now, Principal. I will send you Xing Qiong's identity information. Please go through the relevant procedures for him first. Teresa, you mean? Bronya, well, let him join the Destiny first, and then be assigned to our anti-Honkai Special Operations team. Teresa, okay, do you have all his documents? Bronya, that's right. Proud. Teresa, that's no problem. Satisfied. Teresa, okay, it's done. Timido, wait a minute, is this possible without his consent? Walter, let's ask for his personal wishes. Bronya, no, I've already told him. Bronya, besides, the conditions offered by the principal are so generous. Bronya, he won't refuse. Bronya, employment contract.jpg. Teresa, we don't have much funds now, so we'll just give out as much as we can when the time comes. Timido, 3 million. Walter, it's really rich. Bronya, this guy's been doing this for half his life. He can do it. I key you. What's wrong with you, big brother? Are you sick? 0.33 It's okay, Clara. My nose just itches suddenly. At this time, Xing Qiong didn't know that he had been sold out by Bronya. However, if Xing Qiong knew about the annual salary of 3 million, he would be willing to accept it. At this time, countless mechanical weapons have been concentrated in Rivet Town under the command of Xing Qiong. Compared with the number of monsters that surrounded the few people before, there are more than enough. The exit of the rift is even surrounded by robots. Some rift monsters were torn to pieces by countless mechanical soldiers as soon as they appeared from the rift. Xing Qiong looked at his results with satisfaction. Although there were some surprises, the plan was basically proceeding in an orderly manner. The next thing is the matter of the upper area. Give him. Kafka looked at Xing Qiong in confusion. What do you mean, give it to me? I don't understand why Xing Qiong handed the long knife to me. I'm going to the upper area. Yourself? Well, no problem. After all, we need to keep someone trustworthy here. I'll just have to trouble you here. Hard work is nothing. Is there any compensation? When this is over, you can have whatever you want if I have it. Post views, 212 Kevin template, live broadcast of Star Iron from the Collapse Chapter 073. When this is over, you can have whatever you want if I have it. Really? Then I have to think about it carefully. Kafka was thoughtful. I don't know what she was thinking. Xing Qiong felt something was wrong. This woman, you really want it? I'm just being polite. It must be really hard for you to sit here, right? Here you go, come on your own. Tisk okay. Okay, you've worked the hardest. I'll go upstairs and buy you all the coats I see. Then I'll do my best to work hard. Okay, sorry for the hardship on you. Go ahead, be careful. There was no more playfulness in the instructions before leaving. Xing Qiong nodded. If that happens again in the lower area, let them go immediately. Don't worry. Kafka nodded. Xing Qiong then looked at Swarovski. At the central controller, Mr. Swarovski should not let people from the lower area approach for the time being. The situation is not clear yet. I understand. According to calculations, the probability that the Earth fire will take action in the near future has greatly increased. I need to go back right away, too. Well, if anything happens, let me know. Go. After that, Xing Qiong went to the mechanical settlement with Hua and Clara. Kafka stayed in Rivet Town and waited for orders. To go to the upper area, you need to pass through the control center guarded by Swaro. I should have informed March and the others in advance. I forgot to ask for their contact information. Xing Qiong walked up the stairs to the upper area. If nothing unexpected happens, this matter will probably be over after meeting the Great Guardian. Although there are some surprises, it is still going smoothly. The train group should come to find Swarovski together with the Earthfire later. But by then, everything should be fine. Back to the surface again. Although the temperature has dropped a lot, it has little impact on Xing Qiong. In comparison, the air is fresh. The lower area is really not a long-term place. Walk up the steps of the passage. Behind him is the central square of Bellowberg. It is similar to the situation in the previous plot. There are not many residents on the street. There are quite a few patrolling guards. Because of Bronya's disappearance, Kokolia is extremely anxious. Stop! Who is it? Xing Qiong raised his hands and turned around slowly, as usual. At this time, a patrol of silver main iron guards found Xing Qiong walking out of the passage. It seems that he is being treated as a suspicious person. That's just right. Several guards walked towards Xing Qiong with weapons in hand. What are you mumbling about? Who are you, and why did you come out from here? Tell the truth. Xing Qiong looked at the silver main iron guards in front of him. Then he said half-jokingly, I am your savior. Do you believe it? What did you say? Savior? You must be crazy. That's right. There are all kinds of people these days. Tell the truth. Who is he? These are extraordinary times. What are you doing wandering the streets? Of course, it's to save the world. Xing Qiong continued. But after hearing this, the iron guards became a little impatient. Crazy. Hey, have you seen these people? As he said that, a guard came up to Xing Qiong with a few wanted posters with photos attached. Xing Qiong didn't even look at them. Yes, they're all my friends. What? Friend. I didn't expect there was an accomplice. Catch him. No need to catch me. I'll go with you. You are smart. Come with us. Xing Qiong did not resist. He followed the guards. There were still many guards patrolling along the way. Xing Qiong thought, isn't this a waste of time? Go out and find someone. You can't find anyone if you stay in the city. I don't know how anxious Kokolia is now. You deserve it. Xing Qiong lowered his head and walked behind. Have you spotted any suspicious people? Xing Qiong looked up after hearing the familiar voice. Landau's brother, Jeopard, Sir Jeopard. This man claims to know those wanted criminals and says they are friends. We are just about to hand him over to you. Jeopard frowned. Then he looked at Xing Qiong. Xing Qiong blinked at Jeopard. Jeopard was stunned for a moment. Then he looked at the guards. I understand. Leave it to me. You guys keep patrolling. Yes, Commander Jeopard. Several iron guards said in unison. Then they left. Only Xing Qiong and Jeopard were left. At this time, the two were at the steps of Clipper Castle. Who are you? Tell the truth. Xing Qiong spread his hands. Didn't those guards just tell you everything? It seems you are smarter than them. Don't believe me. The suspect will fall into the trap himself. And if he thinks about it a little more, he will not believe such nonsense. What did you mean by blinking just now? Take me to see Kokolia. Bronya is in the lower area now. There shouldn't be any danger in being with those people. We might get along well with them. Hearing this, Jeopard instantly became alert. Is everything you said true? Real. No, it's impossible. Why are you here? Dash. You've walked into a trap. You'd better think of a suitable reason. I know them, but I didn't travel with them. Even if you knew their whereabouts, I don't think you would go to the lower area to look for them immediately. Dash. The lower levels are very resentful of you. If you're not careful, a fight will break out. Who knows if the situation can be controlled? Dash. If they wait for them to come up on their own, it will not affect what I said at all. Dash. Whether what I said is true or false. It has no meaning to you, and you can't take any action. Jeopard fell silent. After a moment, he came to his senses. Don't say meaningless things. Now that you know, we just need to confirm the authenticity. Dash, the rest has nothing to do with you. Lima Zhao, Dash, the Great Guardian, makes his own decisions. Yes, listen to the Great Guardian. Dash, I was just thinking, you said Bronya was missing, but instead of going to look for her, you were wandering around the streets. Dash, I'm reminding you with good intentions. Otherwise, you'd just be wasting 2 days on the streets. Dash, the fact that I know Bronya is enough to prove that what I said is true. Dash, take me to see Cocolia. Dash, I have something to ask him. Although it was a complicated interrogation, fortunately Xing Qiong arrived at Clipper Castle smoothly. Jeopard, you go down first. Yes, Great Guardian, said the tall blonde woman. She was looking into the distance, not knowing what she was looking at. After Jeopard left, the woman turned around. Collapse chat room hill. That's Mother. Bronya, how is that possible? Post views. 189 Kevin template. Live broadcast of Star Iron from the Collapse Chapter 074 Bronya. Even. Sierra, is this the equivalent of Cocolia's mother? Hershers of knowledge. Ha 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 ha. This is awesome. I love watching this. Fuhua. Shaosher, what do you like to watch? Hershers of consciousness. Guest appearance. Sheer. Back on topic. Do you want to let Mom see this too? Sierra. She should be quite bored now. Teresa. She probably. Yeah, it's really boring. Walter. As I recall, she should be serving a sentence. Teresa. That's what I said, but apart from her personal freedom, I didn't treat her badly. Cocolia joins the chat room. Cocolia. What is this? Cocolia. Elfea? Cocolia. Did you do this? Seal. It should be Bronya's sister who did it. Cocolia. Really? What is this? Let me see. Cocolia. This is me? When Cocolia saw herself in the light screen, she was also stunned. For a moment, she didn't know what was going on. Cocolia. What movie is this? Bronya. It's a bit complicated. Collapse chat room. 9.99 plus Cocolia. I see. Is this me from another world? Cocolia. Oh wow. It looks like she's in a high position. Cocolia. They'll have to take a good look. The site returns to Yallo number 6 Clipperberg. Outsider. You took the star core away, right? The blonde turned and looked at Xing Qiong with a serious expression. You already know everything. Xing Qiong was stunned. It seems that my guess was right. I didn't expect that Cocolia had already guessed it. Okay, I guessed it, but it doesn't matter. I was going to tell you anyway. Why? Why take away the core? Dash, of course it is to save Yallo 6 and save Bellowberg. Save. Cocolia showed a little surprise on her face. Dash, what qualifications do you have to talk about salvation? Dash, Yallo 6. Those people also called this planet this way. Their train, Bob, was affected by the core of the star and could not leave this starry sky. At least they had a legitimate reason, whether it was credible or not. Dash, are you guys in the same group? Yes and no, but the purpose is similar. Dash, it's just that I know the location of the star core, and I acted a little earlier than them. Outsider, in this case, can I assume that you're helping this planet, and helping us is of no help to you? In Cocolia's tone, there is always the majesty of a high-ranking person. It's a pity that this kind of thing is useless to Xing Qiong. As a leader, Xing Qiong also understands her way of speaking. It's also involuntarily. Xing Qiong thought for a moment. Then he looked at Cocolia. Cocolia, sometimes people don't necessarily need a reason to do something. Dash, that's right, people like you, who are living in dire straits, don't have this choice. Dash, you can only do something, and do it for something. What is there on this planet that is worth doing this for? Cocolia continued to ask Dash, I don't believe that so-called salvation can come from people who have nothing to do with us. I remember it seems someone asked the same question. My answer is that the will of protection does not seem to want to gain anything from you. Do you think your reasons make sense? That kind of illusory thing. I only know human desires. As long as you are human, your purpose will not be simple. Whatever you think, I don't want to waste too much time on this meaningless topic. Compared to this, I am more interested in knowing the Great Guardian's physical condition. If you must think that I have some ulterior motive, then just think that I am after your beauty. I think you still have your charm, Cocolia grown-ups. You, frivolous person. What you said is true. I don't deny it. Xing Qiong chuckled. Visitors Jeopard. Take him down. The negotiations broke down. Xing Qiong sighed helplessly. Although it was expected. Then he took a step forward. Feathers began to fall in the entire space. No one knew where they came from. After landing, they immediately disappeared. Jeopard, stop screaming. No one else will come into this room now. Besides, as the Great Guardian, why do you need to rely on the guards? You should be more powerful. What did you do? Cocolia stared at the person in front of her. I told you not to ask these meaningless questions. Let me get straight to the point. I've already taken the star core away. It will no longer appear on this planet. The outsider you're looking for and Bronya are both in the lower area. They're safe. The erosion of the rift will not continue to spread, and the ice and snow will slowly disappear. I just came here to tell you this. As the Great Guardian, you should know what to do next. You mean the star core is gone? Yes. I advise you to give up your fantasy. I know it brainwashes you every day, but what it describes and what you hope for does not exist. Impossible. It promised me. You are lying. As she spoke, Cocolia had already grasped a spear in her hand. It's okay. We can talk about it after you've vented. Give me back the star core. Cocolia rushed towards Xing Qiong. The spear hit Xing Qiong's face squarely. He then fell down slowly after being hit. Cocolia stared at the body of the white-haired man in front of her. Not only because of anger, but also because of excessive force. She was breathing heavily. Vulnerable. The victory came too easily, which made Cocolia feel a little unreal. The next moment, she felt a shock coming from the soft part behind her. A snap sounded throughout the Guardian's office hall. Post views, 199 Kevin template. Live broadcast of Star Iron from the Collapse Chapter 075. There was a snap. A crisp sound. It echoed throughout the Guardian's office hall. Cocolia turned around in shame and anger, only to find that the person who should have fallen to the ground was still standing there intact. Are you relieved? No. Come a few more times. Shut up. Cocolia, angry and embarrassed, swung her spear again and directly knocked Xing Qiong away. But the next moment, it was still the same position, the same touch, and the same strength. Snap. The crisp sound resounded throughout the Guardian's office hall again. Shameless. Villain. Strichti. Tisk, isn't that a bit too much? At this moment, Xing Qiong looked at Cocolia, waving her spear in the air. The more you curse, the more it sounds, hey, don't you feel tired? Hearing the voice, Cocolia raised her spear and shot it directly at Xing Qiong. She nailed him to the wall. At this moment, Cocolia felt exhausted physically and mentally. She wanted this to end quickly, but the next second, the man who should have been nailed to the wall and not moved strangled her neck from behind. Cocolia, who had no strength left, had no strength to resist. What on earth do you want? Do I have to have any ideas? Then it's as you wish. Xing Qiong tore the clothes off her body without saying anything. A crisp, snapping sound echoed throughout the hall. It was unknown how long it took. It ended with a high-pitched and long song. After all this, Cocolia finally collapsed to the ground. Are you relieved? Now you are satisfied. So I had something in mind. I just wanted to play with you, and I have got what I wanted. Now let's get down to business. Why? Cocolia knelt on the ground. She looked quite embarrassed. Why take away the hope we have worked so hard to find? Hope? You mean the core of a star. So until now, you still don't give up and think that is your hope. That is Belowberg's hope, Belowberg's future. Cocolia screamed heartbreakingly. Well, the poison is too deep. Xing Qiong sighed helplessly. The hope you mentioned is to put countless young people from Belowberg to death. The hope you speak of is to cut off the lifeline of the people in the lower classes and disregard their lives. The hope you speak of is to believe in the promise given to you by the evil star that brought you 700 years of disaster. That unrealistic fantasy. Without a future with people, what will you use to create a new world? You don't know anything at all. Cocolia sobbed. But here he speaks out. You have no idea what Belowberg has been through over the years. You have no idea what kind of difficulties the people of Belowberg face day after day and year after year. How do we find our way in a future where we can never see tomorrow? How hard it was for us to walk in the bottomless, dark river. You don't know. You don't know at all. What exactly have I seen since I came to the throne? This is a problem that countless predecessors have never solved, and they have not been able to make any changes. But I always hope that the next person will be able to solve these problems. Yes, I regard myself as hope. What others cannot do, I may be able to do, even those things they have never believed and dared not believe. I come to believe in those things they have never chosen and dared not to choose. I make the choice. When faced with unknown things, people's first choice is to escape. But compared to the illusory protection is so real. Seeing that all this is about to be settled. Why? Why do you have to meddle in other people's business? Why at this time? Maybe earlier, when we were lost and didn't know where to go tomorrow. Why didn't anyone come to help us? Maybe later, when we are welcoming the new world and heading towards a bright future. You can come back then. But that's how it happened at this moment. Not too early, not too late. Xing Qiong listened quietly without interrupting. This was a weakness that Cocolia had never shown in the plot. You took my daughter away at this very moment. Put her in danger. Took away the star core, our hopes, and my dignity. Tear it to pieces. Things have come to this point, but you still keep saying you will help us. Saying that it never brought us any hope of protection. Why? Tell me, why is all this happening? After hearing this, Xing Qiong felt bitter. He placed his hand on Cocolia's head and gently stroked her. Thank you for your hard work over the years. I don't need meaningless comfort. Okay, then I'll tell you. If I hadn't taken the star core away, if I hadn't appeared here, your future, where will they go? As he said that, Xing Qiong waved his hand. A golden light curtain appeared in the air in the hall. Then the whole space fell into darkness. Only the light from the light curtain remained, illuminating the two people's bodies. In this illusion, Xing Qiong could present anything through Yu Duken. When the light appeared, Cocolia finally raised her head and looked in the direction where the light came from. The light shone on her body, very warm. However, when Cocolia looked at the light curtain, her pupils shrank suddenly, as if struck by lightning. Wherever post views. 194 Kevin template. Live broadcast of Star Iron from the collapsed chapter 076. What Cocolia saw was a ruin covered in ice and snow. In the picture, she stood on the opposite side of a group of people. Among them were those outsiders, the rebels from the lower class, and Bronya. Cocolia couldn't help but speak. She wanted to reach out and touch it. Then she remembered that it was just an image. In the picture, she was confronting it. In the end, Bronya made a choice to stand on the opposite side of herself. The war was about to break out. She saw those people were as tenacious as cockroaches. Despite this, she was still in the upper hand. They were not her opponents. She commanded the creation engine. She merged with the star core. She pierced the chest of the outsider with an ice spear. The battle was completely one-sided. But at this moment, a red light flashed by. When she came to her senses, she found that the outsider who was originally pierced by her ice spear was miraculously alive. He held the inheritance from the city builders in his hand. Then the situation of the battle changed. She could no longer cause any harm to them. The creation engine forged by the city builders, which symbolized protection, no longer obeyed her call at this time. Even with the power of the Star Core, she was defeated in the end. A complete defeat. The scene ends after his body is torn apart by the power of the Star Core. So, there is no new world at all, right? Cocolia lowered her head again. She didn't want to look at her daughter crying in the light curtain. It depends on how you define the so-called new world. Dash, as far as I know, after your death, Bellowberg also had a chance to be reborn. Your daughter Bronya succeeded as the Great Guardian. Dash, lead the people of Bellowberg to create a new future together. Dash, do you want to see it? No need. Cocolia shook her head. Dash, you will help us, right? Figured out. As long as it can save Bellowberg, I'll do whatever you say. It's really hard for you. Xing Qiong waved his hand. The space around him became clear again. The light from the window poured into the hall. The light curtain disappeared. Everything returned to calm. Xing Qiong stretched out his hand in front of Cocolia. Dash, it's time to atone. Cocolia was stunned when she heard this. Then she was silent for a moment. She understood what Xing Qiong meant by atonement. Dash, I understand. Cocolia stretched out her hand and fell into Xing Qiong's outstretched palm. Such a warm hand. At this moment, the feathers floating in the hall disappeared without a trace with a crisp sound. At this moment, Cocolia felt a bone-chilling pain in her palm. The sudden change made Cocolia withdraw her palm instantly. As for the chest, Xing Qiong's hand paused in the air for a moment and then retracted. Why did it suddenly become like this? Cocolia looked at Xing Qiong in confusion. Because the truth is often not so beautiful. Cocolia also realized that she had put on her clothes again without knowing when. I never took it off. Although the feeling is still there, the pieces of clothing scattered on the ground are no longer there. You mean what just happened? Xing Qiong nodded, confirming Cocolia's guess. It's all an illusion. From beginning to end, I stood here and never moved. Dash, you just said to me, Dash, that's how you feel, but I don't. You. Dash, thanks. You're welcome. Speaking of this, Cocolia suddenly thought of something, then your hand. Intrinsic Dash, not easy to approach. Cocolia was silent. He didn't know what the person in front of him had experienced. But the bone-chilling feeling was real. It was like a curse. It is not difficult for Cocolia to imagine. What he has experienced will not be a good thing. Thinking of this, Cocolia once again reached out to Xing Qiong. Dash what? Xing Qiong looked at Cocolia in confusion. I apologize for my behavior just now. .0. Xing Qiong was stunned. He did not refuse. He extended his hand again. This time, Cocolia did not let go immediately. Even though the feeling was real, it just let him know that the moment just now was not an illusion. This man, not approachable. Xing Qiong did not think much. He extended his other hand and placed it on Cocolia's arm. There were ice crystals formed after being eroded by the Star Core. You can see this in the plot. When he first met Cocolia, his arm had already been eroded by the Star Core. After Xing Qiong's palm brushed over, the ice crystals gradually turned into water droplets and fell to the ground, leaving behind flawless white skin. Cocolia looked at the scene in front of her in disbelief. She knew exactly what was going on with her arm. Ever since she accepted Xinghe's advice, she didn't know when her arm had been gradually corroded by the cold. As a result, her arm gradually became numb and her body temperature dropped. But compared to Xing Qiong's situation, this was much better. The Star Core is no longer there. Dash, everything will be fine. Just like it. Cocolia looked at her arm that had recovered. She held Xing Qiong's hand tighter. Thanks. Collapsed chat room. Cocolia. Earth, what happened? Teresa, I don't understand. 5.8 Tesla. I only saw Xing Qiong watching Cocolia go crazy for a while. Tesla. Then, the negotiation was successful? Cocolia, you are crazy. Tesla, what? Are you not satisfied with your performance? Tesla, everyone can clearly see you having a seizure. Ms. Cocolia. Cocolia, you. Fu-hua. It's you, Duken. Bronya. That's right. May Raiden. Did I make him fall into an illusion? Tesla. I just don't know what happened to Ms. Cocolia in the illusion. Tesla. Look, Her eyes have changed after she came back from the illusion. Look, they're all thready. Cocolia, please don't put yourself in my shoes, Tesla. Hello, Ms. Cocolia. Laughs. Post views. 201 Kevin Template. Live broadcast of Star Iron from the Collapsed Chapter 077. Honkai chat room. 999 plus. In fact, most of the chat records are quarrels between the former anti-entropy leader Cocolia and Tesla. Back to Yalalo number 6. At this time, Xing Qiong has reached a cooperation with Cocolia. What should we do next? Cocolia asked. Xing Qiong thought about it. Let's lift the wanted warrant first. Let the guards go where they belong. Well, Bronya, are you really okay? Yeah. Xing Qiong nodded. Don't worry, although we didn't have much contact with those people. Starry Sky Train this time. But they're a group of people whose good reputation is known all over the world. Even if there is danger, from other places too. Other places? A fish and monster created by the erosion of the star's core. Before I came up from below, I encountered a large number of lysing organisms. The number is staggering. Speaking of this, do you know why there is a sudden explosion of 10 organisms after splitting? After all, you were once with it, the star core. The closest person to you. Breakout. Cocolia fell into deep thought. I have heard its star core's voice after the arrival of the outsiders. That was the last time I heard it until now. At this point, Xing Qiong remembered the voice he heard in his dream at that time. What does it say? It said there was a threat from outside and explained the situation. It said someone had stolen the star core and it could no longer help me, but it signaled that I didn't need to worry about it. Let me send someone to find the so-called outsiders. And sent all the guards to a location in the outer snowfield. Then it said, the last night is coming, and after that the dawn will come. Then it disappeared and its sound was never heard from again. The last night. Xing Qiong suddenly had a bad feeling in his heart. Combined with the previous signs, it might be just as he had guessed before. What exactly is the last night it is talking about? Xing Qiong frowned and looked at Cocolia. Cocolia shook her head. I'm not sure, but I think that was probably the promise it once made to me. Dawn may mean the arrival of a new world. But I didn't obey its orders because Bronya was missing. I left all the guards I was supposed to send behind. At least I'd find Bronya first. Yeah, it seems that Xing Qiong was right. That star core is going to break the jar. Fortunately, Cocolia's maternal instinct drove her not to make that decision. Xing Qiong didn't know what would happen. I'm afraid all the guards. The fighting force of Bellowberg might no longer exist. If a monster of the same size as the one in the lower area appeared, the entire Bellowberg would be in danger. It was just as Xing has said. It was over in one night. There was no room for resistance. No room for maneuver. Just do as I say first. Understood. Jeopard. After Cocolia tried to call again, Jeopard walked in from outside. Cocolia glanced at Xing Qiong. Then he looked at Jeopard, who was walking slowly. He thought to himself, it seems that Jeopard is always outside. Everything that happened just now was indeed an illusion, as Xing Qiong said. The damaged items in the hall were now intact. This made Cocolia more convinced. This person has the ability to help himself and Bellowberg. Lord Cocolia. Jeopard stepped forward and saluted. Then his eyes fell on Xing Qiong. He looked at him for a while, not knowing what he was thinking. Xing Qiong didn't care. Cocolia then said, lift the wanted order and send all the guards to where they belong. But Lady Cocolia, Lady Bronya, do as I say, Jeopard. Yes. TSK. Sorry, Brother Jia. You won't have much drama this time. After Jeopard left, Cocolia looked at Xing Qiong again. Forehead. Next. That's it for now. I plan to go out for a walk first. You continue to fulfill your duties as a guardian. After all, you are the leader of this planet now. Okay, Xing Qiong said and prepared to leave. Forehead. How should I call you? Hearing this, Xing Qiong stopped and thought for a moment. Then the figure disappeared from the spot. Cocolia was stunned. What happened? He just left? But what Cocolia didn't expect was, the next second, the familiar force, the familiar touch, the crisp sound, just call me master. Xing Qiong suddenly appeared behind him. Cocolia immediately recalled what happened in the illusion. Her body tensed up. It seemed like something else would come in the next second. Seeing Cocolia's attitude, Xing Qiong blinked, a little confused. You don't seem to be in good condition. No, one. Just kidding. My name is Xing Qiong. I'm leaving. Wait for my news 203-inch, yes. Collapsed chat room Tesla. Ha 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 ha. JPG Cocolia. Damn it. Cocolia. You tease me. No, teasing my isotope from another time and space. Tesla, what's wrong with you, my boss? I'm just watching a live broadcast. Tesla, don't get too involved. Cocolia, shut up. Tesla. JPG. Tesla, it's fun. I want to open 2 bottles to help me have fun. Tesla. Tons. JPG. Cocolia. Humph. Just to liven things up with your limited alcohol tolerance, Cocolia. You may have forgotten your own weight. Don't drink too much and make a fool of yourself. Tesla. Same to you, my former leader. It seems like you can't drink much either. Tesla. Moreover, he gets drunk and acts crazy. Liesel. Einstein, you two are the same. Tesla. You have no idea. How dare you speak for outsiders? Liesel. No, to be honest. Cocolia. Well said. Tesla. Don't say that next time. Clara. Big brother, it's bad. The people from the Earthfire have come with those outsiders. Post views 189 Kevin template. Live broadcast of Star Iron from the Collapse Chapter 078. Clara. Big brother, it's bad. The people from the Earthfire have come with those outsiders. Kafka. There seems to be a problem over at Swarovski's end. I'll go over there first. Black Tower. Hello, hey. Black Tower, what happened? Did he run away with the money? Black Tower. Esta said you left as soon as the ship arrived. Black Tower. Also took kickbacks. Black Tower. Just now, Star Train sent me a message asking me why you are with the Star Core Hunter. Black Tower. How should I know? Black Tower, what's wrong with you? Haida, I haven't finished my research yet. Do you plan to take a paid annual leave, right after joining the company? Black Tower. You'd better give me a reasonable explanation. And the Star Core Hunter or something. Black Tower. Are you crazy? If you don't follow the Star Train, why are you following the Star Core? Black Tower. You have a long life and you want to find some excitement, right? You should have told me earlier. My experiment can be even more exciting. Haida, come back quickly. Don't wait for me to see you on the company's bounty in a couple of days. Black Tower. If you are worth 18 million in the future, I can't guarantee that others in the space station will not be interested in you. It is inevitable that you will be drugged when eating and poisoned when sleeping. Black Tower. Don't blame me for not reminding you. Black Tower. Quick. Black Tower. Click. Black Tower back. Black Tower. Come. A drop of cold sweat fell on Xing Qiong's forehead. I thought I'd better not reply. Black Tower. You've read it, but you're not replying, right? Black Tower. You wait for me, little brat. Xing Qiong. Black Tower. Are you scared? If you are, come back quickly. Black Tower. Wan Mei and Screw Gumu will both be here next week. Haida. I heard from Esta that you have congenital air conditioning disease. Black Tower. Wan Mei said she is very interested in you and wants to discuss breeding with you. Maybe she can cure your illness. Black Tower. Be proud. Being chased by 3 geniuses. Haida. This is the first time I see any expression on her face. I thought she had an expressionless face. Haida. I have already given her the contact information. Haida. Oh, by the way, the adult Haida doll you asked for is ready for you. Xing Qiong. Okay. Black Tower. The other party is busy. Please contact Esta for business cooperation. Xing Qiong put down his phone. He was scolded by the genius. Xing Qiong felt dizzy at this time. This guy probably doesn't type by hand. Forget it. Let's get down to business first. Kafka. Xing Qiong, got it. Xing Qiong. I'll be there right away. Xing Qiong didn't reply to Clara's message. Looking at the time, Kafka should have arrived by now. With Kafka's personality, she wouldn't kill him. She knows how to weigh the pros and cons. Just as Xing Qiong thought, his sight came to the mechanical settlement. With the sound of the huge iron door collapsing, the train crew and Silbronia and others came to Swarovski's door. Seeing this, Clara hurried back into the house. Then she stuck out half of her head and secretly watched. Swarovski, come out. It's time to settle the accounts. The one who spoke was Sierra. After getting help, she was very angry. Threat detected - Sierra of Dihua, outsider. I know your purpose very well. But now is not the time. Stop talking nonsense, it's time now. Don't you know that the lower area is now overrun with rift monsters? It's not time yet. Do you still want us to be trapped here and wait to die? The erosion anomaly of the rift has been added to the calculation variables. If the residents of the lower zone continue to maintain their original status, the survival rate is 0%. Are you finally getting it? Get out of the way and leave a way for the people in the lower area to survive. Isn't it your job to protect the people in the underworld? Swarlo. The probability of a rift anomaly in the upper zone is 97.8%. It is still not a wise choice to go to the upper area now. Damn, stupid head. Isn't there still a glimmer of hope? Why do you want to trap us in the lower area and wait for death? Elfia cursed. I thought this guy would change. Unexpectedly, the result was the same. There are known variables.
No more novels? Take part in the voting. The most requested novels and those with the most likes will be chosen for publication on euroaudiobooks.com. There, I can upload as much as I want without the risk of receiving a strike. Our 18 novels and other content that exceed what is morally acceptable are only published on Patreon or the free novels page. Remember, the site is funded by donations on Ko-fi and Patreon memberships.